Hello, welcome to the Honest Wargamer. I'm your host, Rob, and we are live in the studio at the Honest Wargamer HQ with Mr. Simon Speckles, hello.
Hello.
And Mr. Nathan Prescott.
Hello.
And of course, Jet the dog.
Jet. Who's that? Who's that? You, Jim Kerr.
Oh, there he is. All right, it's okay, everyone can see. Oh, hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. So, hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. Monday's the best day, so it's Budtastic Guy. The Norn and Ange, thanks for subscribing. Appreciate that a lot. Oh, I should have that there so I can... I've done this wrong. It's okay. First
It's like a Nick Fury thing. You got to turn your head.
I'm learning things. Evening, Colonel Cabbage. The Norn's excited about listening live today. Thank you to Full Greamer. It says subs for Jet. There's some white noise. Oh, dear.
Oh, that could be the fan.
Yes. Oh,
That's generally probably the fan. There's that. Oh, Jet, it's about to get
Tell me
really
if that's
hot.
gone. I had forgotten about that. It is 1,000 degrees in the office and it's excited to be here. Are you guys excited to be here?
I was until the fan went off. So now I'm a little bit more concerned.
Shit. Okay. Yeah. So that's why I'm also this colour, which is dark, deep, and malevolent red. Honestly, I'm so sweaty. The show's finished now, so thank you so much. Anyway, so Denise, thank you for subscribing for 11 months. He also says love rules, 40k drools. Gitley says big love to Jet and Nathan. The Dreadwood says I can hear the fan, and for fuck's sake, don't turn it off, you loons. It is warm in here.
It's slightly warm, yeah.
Are you guys all at
you...
home warm? Are warm at home? Nathan, you don't look warm at all.
He's just normal, really. He's like, yeah, it's fine. 50 degrees, it's fine.
It's a nice day.
It is okay, good.
Because you've been outside in the lovely sun with the breeze and everything.
No, I've been plastering inside a garage.
Ooh.
Inside a garage, as opposed to outside a garage.
Yeah.
All right, nice. All right. So I just want to say hello to everyone, Heinrad, Sinise, and everyone who's in the chat, including Budtastic Guy, who subscribed for 6 months, and Mr. Kapowski for 9. You guys are great.
Awesome.
I want to say big word up and stay hydrated to all of my... Oh, my camera's in the weird place now. No, don't put the...
Stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated, please, everyone. And also, that's to everyone on the podcast. And thank you to everyone on Patreon and Twitch. You guys are literally the bestest ever. Thank you for supporting the show and helping us out loads. The Norn says it's nice here in Sunday. I can't get used to this. It's in the wrong place. I'm going to change it.
What's that one got on it?
This is now the streaming computer.
Okay, so you don't need to look at it. Or do you?
Yeah, but I can't run the chat on that as well.
Why do you need to look at it anyway?
Why do you need to look at it at all?
I don't. The camera's there.
Oh, okay.
that
Yeah,
makes sense?
gotcha.
Yeah.
So that one should be there.
Gotcha, quatcha. It's all right. We're all learning. Anyway, are we early today? No, we're like 10 minutes late, and that's my fault because the internet wasn't working.
Well, I suppose that could be why we're early.
Yeah, also that. So today we're going to be talking about exciting news. Obviously, the 18 Mile Open Day was out this weekend, so we happened this weekend, and there was some great reveals. So we're going to be talking about that and what it might mean to the game. Are you guys excited about that?
Yeah,
I am.
Yeah, definitely.
Not in my accent anymore.
Good. And then we'll be taking questions from you guys, so please feel free to jump in, whether or not you're on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch.
Twitter.
Not Twitter.
No? Oh, yeah,
Grindr.
Twitter, sorry, yeah. Oh, right.
Also on Grindr, available now. We also have a Pornhub account. Please follow us. It's the Honest Wargamer on Pornhub.
Could we stream live to Pornhub?
You can.
Wow.
We're going to do the Slash Battletome review, aren't we?
Oh,
On
They're
that,
live on Pornhub.
that would be amazing.
that's cool.
That's a smart idea, right?
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, thanks. Anyway,
Naked.
obviously,
You can do whatever you
I
want.
would
with
like to
that.
get naked right now. I'm so sweaty.
There's no Twitch rules on there.
No, none at all. So we're going to be there's none.
No rules.
So we're going to be talking about everything that we saw at the open day. We're talking about events that have occurred, doing some shout outs, and then if we've got time, we might do some rundowns. But we might also not do some rundowns because I honestly did not expect it to be this fucking warm.
It's going to be hotter tomorrow, though.
We might relocate the studio downstairs like we did last year for like a couple of weeks while it's this warm into the bar.
How's
that
lovely.
sound? So we can control the sound way better now.
Sounds great. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, we'll do that next week. So, hi there, says Dan HWW, hello, and also Zach says sailor porn. Just get Steve Dooley on the Pornhub, sailor porn.
Well, Depends what you're showing. It could be Sailor Moon.
So before we go any further, the Twitch chat, everyone else, and Nathan and Speckles, how are you both? Speckles, how are you?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I've been playing some games. Had some games. Had a game against you. Nearly
yes.
won. Nearly won.
Yeah, that was close.
I really thought I was going to get my kick in for the first part of it. But yeah, come down to just the one model.
Yeah.
It was good. Iron Jaws are strong.
They are now.
Especially in that scenario where you're in two separate parts and he just went, I'm going to teleport this whole unit in the middle. Have fun. It's like, shit.
Oh, is it you two playing?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. The Hammer Bros.
Yeah, that was pretty good. So in 2 weeks' time, when they get nerfed in the new Battletomes,
Then we shall play.
they've had one month of decent rules, and then fuck off.
I mean,
exactly
they
what
could
I
go down the
get.
feck route.
Yeah.
You never know. You might be like that Maw Crusher might do 15 more wounds on 2. You never know.
Yes.
Anything can happen nowadays.
Oh, it'd be interesting because there was like quite a big set of changes in the GHB, and then
For the Iron Jaws
Yeah.
specifically. Yeah.
and,
I think
and now they've got a new Battletome.
which is already like the cover, which means it's already written, which means that more than likely lots of what you've already seen
Yeah.
in the GHB is what's going to be in there. What's really exciting as well, we're going to get to that, you're skipping ahead. You're skipping the fuck ahead.
Oh, well, I had more games.
Yeah, go on
I
then.
beat Shootcast twice.
Okay, so Shootcast is the affectionate nickname given to either Vanguard Raptor long strikes or a bunch of ballistas or both, but effectively a very shooting Stormcast list. And
Long Strikes, Advocators, and Secretors. It was a bloody strong list.
Yeah.
First game, I put all the dragons on the table, and I think it kind of got to him, went, what the fuck? And then he whiffed a few bits. But the second game was like, I played this, I'm like, okay, I'll use my other list, just 2 dragons, be nicer. And he nearly smashed everything to pieces with a double 9-inch charge. I lost a dragon. I lost a dragon and my Inferno and some flayers before he even had to go. It's scary. And then I just smashed him back a bit harder. I won.
Cool.
okay, well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
That's
Cool.
exciting. Hooker Pins just donated 245 bits to the show. Thank you because of the Uruk Warclans. AD Max says hello, and also hello to you. Valangilis says FEC treatment, cabbage down to 80 points. And also Jim 1080, howdy, by the way. Catering says honest porn where all parties are disappointed. Catering, what kind of sex are you having? Fat Snork says, hype, who cares about silly Uruks when ogres are coming soon? Yes, so that's some of the information from the weekend. Nathan, how have you been?
I've been all right, thank you.
Yeah?
Yeah. So, obviously a little bit upset today, but otherwise all right. So,
Uh-huh.
yeah, because this little fella, we took him back to the vet for his update, for his checkup, get some stitches out, etc. The vet was very happy when he saw the wound. And then I asked him about the pathology report, which was overdue, and then he dug it up on the computer, and then his face fell because this little fella's still got some bad shit inside of him.
He's got the bad AIDS.
Yeah, he's got the old cancers are still inside of him, and they're not the good ones. So.
So that's sad news for
Yeah.
Jet. There's a big sorry for me about that. That's there's nothing you can ever say, is there?
No.
But everyone's been really lovely online. So big thank you to everyone for doing.
Yeah, we've had loads of support and loads of messages and stuff, and yeah, thank you all very much.
Are we going to turn him into a robot dog afterwards?
It's a toss-up at the moment between
Robojet.
That or a hat?
Robo Dog. Oh, I've not thought of the hat. There
are
was
bold.
the dog kebab was on on the cards, but yeah, we've
I mean, he's
got,
kind of practicing now, just lay there ready.
Yeah. He's got the moves. Oh, that's sad. Super sad. And again, yeah, lovely.
yeah. Thank you all very much for all the support and everything that we've.
Yeah. Super big bummer. There's also some other. While we got the tone low, let's keep the tone low. Also, some super sad news. A member of the wider Warhammer community, Mr. called Jeff Robinson, who's done some live streaming, and is a big fan of Warhammer in general. Unfortunately, died this weekend, which is super sad. So love to his family, all of his friends. I hope you're all well. like, just if anyone ever needs anyone to talk to ever, then please feel free to message me, the Honest Wargamer. You can message Speckles as well, but like,
because me and Nathan
he'll
might
just
actually
tell you
reply.
about FEC and dragons all day long. So
That
might tip you over the edge.
We might reply though.
Yeah, that's true. I more than likely won't reply, but I will try very hard. No, that's not true. So yeah, and if you're ever feeling sad or low or you're having a tough time, just reach out to your friends. I know for a fact, like the past 2 years, being 100% honest, I've had some of the hardest times in my entire life, and if it wasn't for people like Nathan and Speckles who I've had in my life, as well as a bunch of the people, number one, who are on Twitch, who've been around, like I don't think I would have done anything but I maybe would have been in a darker place. So thank you to you guys, and thank you to everyone else in the world. So I wouldn't have that. So if you've got someone you need to talk to, make sure you talk to someone all the time, and stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated,
because you'll feel loads better just with loads of water inside you.
Well, yeah, it keeps going in and then coming out at the minute.
Agreed. So yeah, right, okay. Sad times.
Yes.
Do we want to be happy, or should we just keep being sad? Because I got stories for days.
Tense right down.
One time I was going down on a girl, and
is this why it's a sad story?
And you'll all know this. You're gonna have to look into the. I'm gonna look directly into the camera. So this bit. I'm gonna simulate it. So this bit when you arise. You arise up, and every man will know this. And you do this. Yeah. Podcast listeners, and then you look into your hand. In that particular instance,
oh no, you didn't go too far.
There was blood.
Oh, that's at least better than what I was expecting you to say.
Exactly, but she was, and then I was like, "Oh my god, how could you let me do that while you're on? That's disgusting." And then she said, "I'm not on," and I was like, oh, "I've had a nosebleed on your vagina. I'm so sorry."
Wow.
And I'm showing that to make you all feel better. Right.
Well, I feel loads better now knowing that that's never happened to me.
So he says, let's fuck our way out of this. I'm so hot. I'm going to turn the fan back on. So let's talk about Age of Sigmar, shall we?
Yeah.
Because that is what joins us all together, and it's really fun. So there might have been some events this weekend. I don't know what events they were. We don't have the results. Normally, me and Scrivo, big shout out to Scrivo, we put up some information online. If you go on the honest-wargamer.com, you can see our event results and stuff. That's really exciting. Fortunately, I haven't had any so far today, and I've been searching. So sad news about that.
There was one that I saw LLV message on Twitter about.
But we don't know we haven't had the full information, so hopefully we'll talk about that in the future when we get. So, but instead, I asked about future events that are happening on Twitter that we could shout out.
Oh,
just
future events?
Not your birthday event, because it doesn't count. That's a one-day event that no one cares about.
Thanks.
Right.
Oh, go on, you shout out your own event. Come on, buddy.
No, it's fine.
Come on, tell us.
And on the 10th of August, it's either going to be in Derby or Nottingham. We're going to go drinking and play some games, probably as well.
I'm turning the fan back on. Please keep telling things. I'm going to go turn the fan on.
So hopefully it'll be at Bash, Boards and Swords. Nath, you going to try and come down?
I'm going to try and pitch up at least for a bit. Yeah.
It's the best thing about it. There is no bar, but it means you can bring your own beer or whatever you want to bring, because I know there's some crazed drinkers out there. And then just going out to town. So if anyone wants to come, let me know on Twitter. I think we can hold 38 people, I think. So it's hopefully I'll find out if tickets can go on sale tomorrow and get it sorted.
Cool.
There you go.
Okay.
I've never done a proper shout out like that before.
There you go. How's it feel?
Bricking it now, making sure I've got the bloody seats. The place that I can book.
The seats? It's not a gig.
The tables.
Oh, okay. Tables.
I mean,
we've
just get Nathan
we've got some spare tables.
Yeah?
Yeah, you can borrow those tables if you want to, if that helps you out. Okay. Nath, events that have happened. Jabba AOS says, I have an event in my pants for AOS right now.
Yeah.
After hearing that story of yours.
This is my response on Twitter. If you'd like to follow me on Twitter, it's at 6 Dice Skills, so please feel free. At 6 is and then the number 6, then
what's
Dice
Nathan's?
Skills. At Nath Prescott.
So
at
always message him. Always message him.
It's also at Hippie Nath.
We need to make that new one.
It's his vegetarian account. And then Adam Burt says, hi Rob, can you please give a shout out to my mate Cliff? He runs a podcast called The Heralds of War. Cliff is a good guy, and he runs CanCon.
Is he?
Here in Australia. But yes, he may be the alter ego of Clint from The Heralds of War.
Ah.
Yeah. Nathan, you got any other shout-outs?
Does he drink Foster's as well?
All day long.
Thought so.
Glug glug glug. Well, we've got in response to your tweet, we've got the Basement Wargamers have the Summer Slaughter GT in Philadelphia.
Wow.
They've not given us a date, but there's a
coming
hashtag. So if you look up that hashtag Summer Slaughter GT.
So Relian, thank you. There
Jump in
sorry
on that.
to jump in on you. There was an event this weekend, Ren 4 event, which I think Relian potentially won, but it was Slanesh, Beast of Chaos, and then Slanesh again. So first, second, third. I think LOV may have got the stats. We are working on a new stats database, so we can bring more comprehensive stats in the future.
Is that to deal with the Slanesh? Because the other one I saw was Slanesh.
Is it to deal with the? No, it's just to tell everyone about Slanesh. The stats don't deal with the problem.
Well, no. I mean, the problem of, how do I input nothing but Slanesh continually?
Oh, that's easy. Yeah. That's easy. Just don't play them because they're boring. So the stats are returning, so don't worry. Sorry, Nath. Carry on.
Cool. We got Realm Wars of Wednesbury, the Lost Gates. Nick has lost his gates, it looks like.
Is this build Nick's shed again?
Yeah. 28th, 29th of September, down in WS10 area. Birmingham.
Yeah,
Wednesbury area.
I've been to Wednesbury, it's lovely. Also, Nick's shed is fantastic.
Where is it near?
It's near Birmingham.
Where's Birmingham near?
The home of the Peaky Blinders.
Oh, yeah.
The fucking Peaky Blinders. That's what it fucking is. I've got one from Smorgan.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Rob, can you please give my mates a podcast? They're called The Rage of Sigmar. I haven't heard much about them.
I know,
but
don't like them. Don't like them.
Probably racists.
No, they don't like. No, very anti-Darbians.
So I can actually, I think I can do an announcement attached to that actually.
Okay.
So you guys may or may not know that the Honest Wargamer, specifically me and Scrivo, are away for a couple of weeks. We're going to be at an event called Capital City Bloodbath, where there is an Age of Sigmar event. It's in Canada. There's 45 people playing Age of Sigmar. We're going to be covering the 40k event.
Cool.
Yeah. I'm very, very excited. I get to see my friend Val, as well as all the Canhammer guys are really cool. But then the weekend after, I'm flying down to, I'm going to say Nashville in Tennessee, where we will be at the NashCon, where me and Jacob Berry of the aforementioned
Rage of Sigmar.
will be doing the commentary. In America, you call it shoutcasting, but you also can't spell a lot of words, so don't worry about that.
That sounds good for me.
We're adding so many extra U's to all of my words that Americans don't understand. So anyway, you guys carry on.
Cool. So Hook and Pin has shouted out an event.
That is the event.
On the 9th of November at Huxlow Science College, which is in Northamptonshire. And that is a...
One day?
it's called War in the Realms. Looks like it's a one day.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's cool. And what else have we got here?
There's this one across the pond that I'm sure I saw. Not so much of a pond, but a little river between the two of us in Ireland. I'm sure I saw that pop
Just
up.
keep going. So which one did you just read out? The Realms at War?
Yeah.
In Wednesbury?
And also the one in Northamptonshire.
Yes, there's also a 2-day event.
Am I going to have to get my phone to look for these?
It's okay. There's a 2-day event, Mancunian Carnage, held and hosted by a one-armed bastard named Alex, who's a fantastic man. And if you get the opportunity to just even hang out with him, you should.
You can win his spare hands.
You can win his spare hands. You've done the Hero Phase Irish Grand Tournament?
No.
Okay, so you can the Hero Phase Irish Grand Tournament, which is out, but also the Honest Wargamer is going to be there. We're going to be doing the coverage. So that'll be fun.
Cool.
Yeah, as long as I'm not
when
in the
is
same
that?
hotel as you, that's fine.
That is on the 5th and 6th of October in Dublin, a week before my birthday.
We've got the autumnal altercations down in Bristol, and this is the 31st of August, 1500 point one dayer. So there you go. That's at Bristol Independent Gaming Centre.
Okay. Sweet. And then you've also got the Animosity campaigns. You've done that?
Nope.
So that's a worldwide narrative event hosted. So Animosity Campaigns, follow them on Twitter. Bastion Games is going to be doing not only their Also Open 2, which is their singles event, they'll be doing their next team event in the future, which we went and did some coverage of earlier on in the year. And there is a meeting engagements event, thanks Tony Kirby, which is going to be on the 4th of August. Great to get a shout out. That's not a problem at all.
And somebody's shouting out the Rising Sun GT account because they've got some Japanese games. If anybody's in that part of the world,
Well, they've got Warhammer in Japan, not Japanese games.
Japanese games of Warhammer.
Nailed it, I reckon. And then, okay, cool. So I think
and
that's all.
did you shout out the Solent Wargamers one?
No, go for it.
So the Solent Wargamers are running a meeting engagement event. If you look on the Facebook for them, you can jump in on that one.
And again, this
4th of August.
A big shout out if you go onto the AOS Shorts website, AOSshorts.com, and he's got an events Google Calendar. And Dan does an amazing job of keeping that up to date. And you could either message us with some events and we'll forward them on, or you can message him with some events and he'll get them updated there. It's a really great place. I have it just attached to my Google Calendar and I see events happening all around the world.
Yeah.
Cool. There is another one I know. 11th of August, Blackout down in Cardiff.
Yep.
Chris Tomlin's doing it.
It's sold out there.
Oh.
But yeah, excellent,
Yeah.
excellent
Yeah.
news.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Milky
the,
Badger,
and
thank
the
you for
Renegade
subscribing.
Open November 16th, 17th over in the States.
Oh, perfect.
yeah.
Snow Angel, thanks very much for loving my hair. Thank you everyone for loving my hair. I am so warm. And then Tristan seems like your Tomb King. Oh yeah, nice. Battle of Brimsgate Worms Game Store on the Wirral on the 3rd of August. 1 day, 2,000 point event. And I am melting. And of course, the Capital City Bloodbath, the 17th and 18th of August, which we will be there.
There's Paul Healy's doing one, isn't he? A 1 day.
Yes,
invitation.
NWA one.
NWA, yeah. That's happening the 3rd as well, 3rd of August.
Yes.
So a bunch of shout outs about some
Yeah.
events hanging around the world. There we go. I'm not going to do that very often, but I just thought we'd do it today.
It's amazing to hear how many events are actually happening. It's
Yeah,
bonkers.
so this weekend there was obviously the Renfor event, which was in Ohio, I think, and I'm sorry we haven't got the info on that right now, because that's what I'd like to do every Monday, just read out all the results from the weekends. That's quite fun, and then me and LOV can dive into the stats as more on Tuesdays. But the weekend before that, there was like 8 events in different locations around the world. Age of Sigmar is exploding. It's also exploding with news.
I know.
Here's some new news. Would you like to hear the new news?
Them bones.
Demos. No, we'll do it in order. First off, 2 Battletomes are announced.
Yeah.
At the Age of Sigmar Open Day, you could go and you can pick up your copy of Warcry. I imagine you two have both got your copy of Warcry.
I'm borrowing his.
Silence. Nathan, where's your copy of Warcry?
In a very safe place.
In the shop.
Is it the shop?
I do want to get the ones that, the ones on the stilts. They look quite cool.
Okay.
But they're not out. So
Do you mean the Flappy Wankers?
the Flappy Wankers.
That's their official name.
Why are they Flappy
They're
Wankers?
not. They're not called that.
They're not the Flappy Wankers. I thought the other ones were.
Oh, you want the ones with their where they wear their faces on their belts?
On their heads up there, on the stilts.
Yeah. Their faces are on their belts.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah.
There's
Weirdo.
also Element Grand Slam 24th and 25th of August. There seems to be fucking tons happening in August. That's crazy.
August is the best month.
Sure. And then Jimmy says Warcry is $280 in Oz, 100 more than expected rate than the exchange rate. Wow. I'm not laughing. I'm so sorry. Like, that's terrible. But also, just
Doesn't make sense.
I dread to think how much it is for the little card packs you need to get as well for like the extra warbands.
Yeah.
That could be slightly expensive.
right. So 2 Battletomes, and they are one of them very dear to Nathan's heart.
Yeah.
But one of them is dear to my heart.
The Princess Diary.
The free
It is, isn't it? Don't you dare not look at
Princess Diaries. Big shout out to Goonhammer there. Do you want to explain to people what do you mean by that?
Fuck, I can't pronounce his name, but there's a very famous quote.
Should bring stuff up if you can't pronounce it.
The dude says, "You kill my father, prepare to die."
That's not the quote.
It is. I just can't remember the first bit. His name. Well, I can remember it. I just cannot, for the life of me, say it. What's his name?
And Intigio Montoya? That's wrong.
It's not that, is it?
It's not close to that.
It doesn't say
Do you know
that
who we
at
mean,
all.
Nath? Have you watched the film The Princess Diaries?
No.
Would you like to watch it with me?
No.
Listen,
It's got Andre the Giant in it.
yeah, let me tell you. It's got a WWE star in,
Yeah.
right? It's got magic in.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
And
got
giants.
fantasy, sword fighting, heroes, villains.
And the dude from their new Battletome on the front.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay then.
If
I've changed my mind. I'll
You need
watch
to
it.
look at it, and as soon as you see him say it, you'll look straight at that book and go, "It's him."
So Reticently points out that is the Princess Bride, not the Princess Diaries.
Princess Bride.
Yeah,
We've both been
whatever
saying
you
it wrong
said was
twice.
upsetting. Tombking Tristan says, can't remember the quite inconceivable. And then Reticently's really triggered. I've never seen him write so much. He just can't stop typing.
So we've all been going on about the wrong film.
No, I haven't. You brought it up. I have.
You went with it.
The Princess Diaries. So would you like to watch The Princess Bride?
That's the
Yeah,
one.
go on
Princess
then.
Bride.
Yeah, that's way
Have
better.
you seen the Princess Bride?
No, he hasn't seen it.
Well, you've not seen the Princess Diaries, so I don't know whether you've seen the other one.
The heat is
Pretty sure
affecting
my
the show.
daughters watched that. So
Well, I think everyone's watched it.
Princess Diaries.
No, The
Princess
Princess Bride. Princess Diaries is just one Speckles reads.
Hey, you saw it. It's got magic and wizards and everything.
anyway.
Yeah.
So the main character on that looks like the Free Guild Greatsword, who is on the front page of the announced Free Cities book, which is the Battletome building on the Firestorm book that was released maybe a year and a half ago, maybe more. And effectively, so I've got some information. It's got 7 allegiance abilities.
Wow.
So effectively, as I understand it, that effectively means there are going to be 7 cities, which
It's
have
a little bit like Legion of Gas then.
yeah, effectively, it's the Legions of Nagash
For order.
for order, and then you can take. So what's really fun is obviously they've given a bunch of different armies Battletomes, and then they went elves and dwarves. Nah, you can all just.
Or just deal with it together.
Yeah, you just lump them in. Nath, how do you feel about this?
What about the fact that dispossessed can go in these cities? I think it's quite cool.
I think it's
I'm
very
up for it.
cool.
Yeah, I think I've been reading some of the books. I've been reading the Gloomspite book. I've listened to the Gotrek audio book, and yeah, it just seems like everybody's a lot more cosmopolitan in the realms.
Look at
everybody
Lord of
just
the Rings.
yeah.
They all-
I mean,
all
in
clan
that
together.
that one, Gotrek has the hump about the Fire Slayers. Ends up partnering up with a dark elf assassin type person. So
Yeah. I think it's actually.
It makes sense.
Oh, I think it's really cool, personally. Like, if you guys don't know what we're talking about, so the Free Cities in the narrative, there are effectively after the initial part of the game that we all played, the kind of the Age of Sigmar is when Sigmar kind of all of the realms were destroyed by chaos. Then Sigmar landed with his Golden Bros, took over a bunch of it. Then we moved the story on a few hundred years. Well, it doesn't actually. They never said how far forward, but enough that
2 weeks.
Yeah. 2 weeks later,
Fucking
the
hell.
living city of Garan, and they built cities, some of which have realm gates inside of them, and then they had the different peoples of the realms would all be kind of immersed. So it's very cool. It's very like old school, very traditional fantasy where you've got all of the different races cohabiting in a very like egalitarian, not egalitarian, but like a culture that Nathan would like because he's a huge hippie.
but even in some of those, you'll see in some of those cities in the story, you'll see that you've got orcs living in there and ogres living in these cities as well. So they're all even from different grand alliances. So it's pretty cool.
No, I agree.
The original Firestorm book had a death city, didn't it? About death
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
the ship.
Yeah.
You've got necromancers and dudes like that wandering around.
Yeah, they are like they're almost like Dungeons and Dragon-esque cities with humans and elves and dwarves and necromancers and orcs all bombing around, which is very cool.
Yeah.
Like it really is like an evocative image. So I love that there's that book. It's a little bit of a shame that some of those factions, which have got quite a lot of models in, don't necessarily get like a Battletome of their own. But I'm not too upset about it. And with that like that ties up order pretty much. That puts that draws a line under 4 years of us waiting for different books.
It's done.
It also lets everyone know, Nath, that all of the dwarf armies are second-class citizens. They don't deserve their own Battletome.
Well, at least theirs are in a book. Yours are on a PDF.
I have a feeling there'll be a dwarven city. Like when we read is it in the core rule book, or maybe it was in the handbook? There was that little section about where the three dwarven races came together and had like a big piss up.
Yeah.
And then afterwards they were even more closer knit.
The moot.
Yeah.
The three.
Yeah.
There are 4.
No, it's not. I only know 3. Fire Slayers, Caradron, and Dispossessed.
Yeah.
That's
I don't know what
bullshit.
he is on about. He's right, actually. There is 4. There's Ironwald, Arsenal.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, it's just rude at this stage. I'm not sure what it's in reference to, but Gitley says, would that be Sex in the Cities? I don't know what that was in reference to, but that sounded funny. Dwarven City, where the elves dare not go in for fear of back pain from the low doors. So I'm very excited by it personally.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be very cool, especially because you can theme your army around a city. And I like the concept that people can. We haven't had this yet. It's faction based, but it very much also roots the story around like geographical locations on a map. And I know that it's all made up, but it is quite nice to think of these kind of real places where because it seems like a great bedrock for story.
It'd be really good to see some city display boards.
What you mean, just like a bazaar where they're all
that'd
selling
be awesome.
items?
That would be amazing, wouldn't it?
Would it?
Would you not see that?
So if you were to, this is to the Twitch chat too, and also to the pair of you. If you were to be working in a bazaar or market of a Age of Sigmar realm, what item would you want to be? Number 1, which would you like to be selling, and number 2, which would you like to be buying?
I don't know.
When I was at school,
Yeah.
in grade 7, we did the show Aladdin. And,
Please tell me you're Aladdin.
No.
Because you look like the genie now.
We were told. So most of us were lumped together and told, right, there's going to be a bazaar.
Yeah.
Get into groups and you decide. And they put us into groups actually, and they said, all right, you chat amongst your groups and decide what you're going to be doing at the bazaar.
Yeah.
So our group decided we were slave traders.
What?
Wow, so you're going to be a slave trader?
So I started off as the slaver, whipping the slaves.
Right.
But then the drama teacher wasn't very impressed and demoted me to being a slave.
So she just stopped the idea. She just changed it.
Good.
She said we had the best idea of all the groups, but then she made me a slave.
Says a lot. That says a lot about schools.
Nathan's from a particular type of country, FYI.
So wait,
is that what you're saying? You want to be a slaver in the mortal realms?
So you want to be the guy who sells this time? Now you've been the one that sold.
Is that what you're saying? Wait.
No, that's not what I'm saying. You're putting words in my mouth. I'm just telling you a little story, an anecdote, if you will.
An anecdote.
Very dark.
It's dark. Speckles, what would you like to be buying or selling? I don't know if we should.
I don't even have a shirt. I mean, I
don't even have a shirt.
Well, go on.
I'll be Ed O'Branders, the chicken farmer.
You're going to be a chicken farmer?
Ed O'Branders.
What's Ed O'Branders?
The chicken farmer.
Okay. All right.
Some people will know.
Okay.
Some will know.
Yeah, some old as fuck people. What do you want to be?
I'll just go with my job. I'll just fix people. I'll be like the doctor in there. I'm not a doctor now, but just make me a doctor. Done. I'll be the little surgery. Oh yeah, that.
I don't think
bad.
either of you
Shot.
understand the rules of this game. Like it was a really simple question.
I mean, what do you know?
Oh my
do you know what
god!
I mean?
Never
Like,
mind.
a doctor.
Never mind.
So the whole city, not one doctor.
They don't need it. They've got fucking wizards.
It'd be a wizardry doctor.
There's no one going to go in and go, oh yeah, just like rest your foot up for like 2 days. They've all got potions and whatnot.
No, because you've got.
It's going to summon a bloody swarm of flitter furies to heal you. What?
Combat wizards and support wizards.
There are no medics in Age of Sigmar.
I don't believe that.
I reckon
What happens to the poor dwarves? They ain't got no wizards.
Yeah, I reckon there are.
Yeah.
Do you reckon there are doctors?
Yeah.
I've got to sort these slaves. He's doing. Make sure they're all okay before selling.
moving on.
Well, what are you going to be?
I'm going to read out the Twitch
And the
chat and
bazaar.
never talk to you two again.
I mean, I'll to make sure your slaves are healthy.
The
and you
honest
can sell them.
wargamer in the bazaar
Yeah.
commentating.
Yeah, I'm like, there he is. Dwarf's moving over there. Looks like he's making a sale. Lincoln Win says, I sell trays. AOS is easier with trays. I'm not conversing enough with AOS to stay for sure, but the bits they shared at the open day lines up with what I remember with the Firestorm preview, says Alan Trump. LLV says, the authors of the book include Nick Hawthorne and Josh Reynolds, best human AOS fiction writers from that library. Zeke says, I'd sell Skaven Blood. El Capitan says, water, got to stay hydrated. Smart move. And then Arepa
Selling
says,
water's fine, but not fixing people or selling people.
Games Workshop have read the room and realised that people don't want another Stormcast Eternals book, but also they have released Stormcast Eternals every year, so this is our 2019 Stormcast Eternals game, because you can also take Stormcast Eternals in this book. Clever. Gitley Speckles can be the worst player of Earth in the mortal realm.
Of Earth?
like our champion.
No,
A village idiot.
in the
yeah.
Mortal Realms, they play a game
Yeah.
called Earth.
Oh, I didn't know this.
Well, we play a game called Age of Sigmar.
Ah.
They-
Play-
that would be cool.
For a second, then I was like, oh, something in the book.
I
And
feel
you
like
just
that
thought,
there is someone playing the game called Earth, and they're playing it really fucking badly.
I
Like,
don't know, we're having loads of fun.
Speckles, are you in charge of Earth right now? Because it's going wrong.
No one is dumb enough to give me the power to control it all.
The Tyromancer, thank you so much. The Excelsior War Priest is in fact a healer. He
Good.
does, but only inside of Silver Tower, I think.
No, in Age of Sigmar as well, it can heal things by saying prayers.
Okay.
Done.
Best type of healer, a faith healer.
They are. Crystals and essential oils are the future.
Well, I'll be a necromancer. Oh, the dead, bring them back. Done.
So I'd sell buttons. Everyone needs buttons, says Gitley. I'd be a rat catcher with a small and vicious dog, says
There's some
Alan
big
Joel.
fucking rats in the realms there.
Neela wants to do a microbrewery downtown. Jimmy says, is Sigmar's job opening up because I could be a sad, broody, angry German who sends out troops from the storm. Haylofthammer, there you go.
No one has decided in all this chat that they're going to open a bar or a pub or a tavern or whatever they want to call it.
I don't know what to tell
No
you.
alcohol in this village. I'm fucking leaving this village.
Well, it's not a village, is it? It's a
leaving
mighty
this
city.
City.
Mighty
No
city
pub in the whole
defended by
city.
the heroes of the mortal
Everybody wants
realms.
to be customers, not sellers in the pubs.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
someone
They
who-
want to work hard at their day
That's
job
what you
selling
can
buttons and then go and get drunk.
That's what you should do.
What?
You can have a tavern because you don't drink.
Okay. That
So-
makes me bad at deciding whether or not a beer is good, though.
Well, no, it just makes you mean that you're not missing out on the rest of us all drinking.
Okay. All right.
Done.
That's it. There you go. I've decided I will open a pub in the mortal realm.
What's it gonna
the
be
honest Pub.
Yeah, the honest pub.
If you're not honest, you can't come in.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. No.
That'll be a mix
The
with
motto
alcohol.
is get drunk and lie. That's going to be
Drunk and lie.
Get drunk and lie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even in Twitch chats, imagination dwarfs suck.
Oh.
And the Mortal Realms will play Earth Historicals as a fancy wargame and believe the lore is a little fucked up. Agreed. All right, so free cities, that's exciting. So that means that they're rolling in the free guild people of before, which is nice. It's going to see that. We have heard a rumour that you can have an entire army of steam tanks.
That would be awesome.
Steam tanks is battle line, so that's
That
very
would
fun.
be amazing.
Apparently, there's a huge amount of battle line if. So what that is inside of a Battletome, if you guys aren't aware, or the General Handbook, is effectively you have a general, or you fulfill some other requirements. Then your army, you can have battle line that you previously can't have as battle line.
Could
So
be gyrocopters.
it could be gyrocopters, like gyrocopters
They
as
design
battle
green
line.
and then
If
ping.
you take the gyrocopter special named character. That's right, because if you paint that helicopter
Called
yellow,
Jeffrey.
yeah, you could be called anything.
Jeffrey, Bungle, and George. That's the name of the 3 battle line gyrocopters.
Unpack says, finally, a use for my 25 steam tanks. 25?
Wow. That's an army prep there.
Yeah, that is a lot. Yeah, so that would be that's cool. So there's going to be lots of that, and obviously we don't know all the details so far. But I'm personally very excited. 'Cause it also means Darkling. They've said Darkling Covens are getting seconded into that army as well.
Well, it was Steve Dooley's birthday this weekend when his Battletome come out.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah, so that's-
Announced anyway.
Well, so what's interesting is because it's the cities, you can, as we've talked about, you can take Stormcast, you can take all the other items as well.
A medic. slave trader.
So hold on, my point is, I'm trying to get. I think it's exciting. I think narrative's great. I think that's awesome. The thing to say about it is, if we take the example of the free cities as they stand currently, what you actually get is with the allegiance abilities that you kind of have that situation that you get a lot with Gristle Gore as an example. You're like, it's the best one, so I'll take that one, right?
Yeah.
Hagnar, it's the best one, so I'll take that one. And then also like, I hope that the cities have wildly different abilities. So that there's a reason to take them, because
well, at the moment the Firestorm cities are pretty good. I mean, most people will take Tempest Eye, but the Living City's pretty good, and Greywater Fastness are all great.
Yeah.
And the Phoenicium. So, it's less good. But obviously there are going to be stronger ones and weaker ones, but hopefully they'll be not that far apart, like you say.
But not so much to do with the strength of them. What I would like there to be is some big disparity between them, or just difference and or variance. And my reasoning for that is because the units that can go inside them, as we've seen with Legions and Nagash, like there's actually so many units that can go inside. Let's say a Grey Water Fast. Thank you. Army. Or even a Phoenicium army. There's actually quite a lot of units you can take.
Yeah.
And then that means if for instance, like +2 to move from being Anvil Guard.
No, Tempest Eye.
Tempest Eye. So +2 to move from Tempest Eye. Like you look at that and you think, right,
That's
what
great.
do I want? Yeah, it's great, but I want to make a unit that I want to move faster. So like you already start dipping into the Battletome based on the bonus.
Yeah, the Tempest Eye is cool. So you got that +2 to move in the first turn and the extra armor save. But then the Living City is quite cool because you can use the Sylvaneth Wildwoods so you can ambush out and stuff like that. So pretty cool, especially with dwarves, like just popping out the woods.
Pam. Yeah, no, I'm very excited about it.
So,
personally,
cool.
I just think
very different.
Yeah, like you just don't want like it would be nice. It was going to be exciting to hope, and I'm all hoping there's big variance so that we don't end up with I'm just going to take 30 Reapers like 5 times.
Yeah.
Like,
So like
okay.
this city had these people live in this city, these people live in that city, so it divides it more. So it's not
no. So like the rules that we're providing are very different.
So say if you've got something that like Dwarden, they need the speed, they're in the one gives +2 move, but the ones that don't so much need the speed, they have to be in a different system.
No, what I more mean is, as an example, you have a special rule, let's say, that gives everyone a 5-up save against mortal wounds from spells. You're like, oh, that's amazing. But like, is it really amazing on like a bunch of cheap chaff? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But it's quite like cool compared to something where let's say it's +2 move, and you're like, well, I'm choosing very different units for that, and then you've got some nice variance in option because you can, let's say, you can take dwarfs in both. You can be like, oh, I get fast dwarfs, or I get like survivable dwarfs. That's quite cool. Whereas if they're all much of a muchness, then you'll just find the best rising stock, which you probably will get anyway.
Yeah.
But either
We'll
way,
see.
I'm excited. And I'm excited about battle carts. I'm very excited about what units have we not seen much in Age of Sigmar. Are you excited about by the free cities? That's a question to the Twitch chat as well, but also you two.
Hydras.
Hydras.
Yeah, amazing to see the Hydras.
Yeah, you like the model, but they're just pretty guff at the minute.
I love the model. Yeah, just chop off a head. No, back. Boom.
Okay, all right. So Hydra.
Yeah, all the monsters. This seems to be bigger.
What about you?
Yeah. Well, I've taken gyro bombers quite often.
You have.
I would like to see more of them. I've got my red, yellow, and green ones, and they're
Fungal zipping
Are
George.
they your gyrocopters or your gyrocopters, not your
gyro
gyrobombers?
bombers. Those are my gyro bombers. So
How
this
many
is my favourite.
gyrocopters do you have? How many gyrobombers do you have, and how many
I've got
gyrocopters?
3 gyro bombers.
Yeah.
I haven't got any gyrocopters built and painted, but I've got a few chassis lying about, which
Nice.
might be finished off.
Oh, Seruntyhugh has just subscribed for 9 months in a row. Thank you very much. He's also a ledge, and you should check out his Seraphon army. So that's Hugh 32-120 maybe. But he's a badass. So that's fun. So in the chat, Wild Riders from Budtastic Guy. With shields or without shields is the question. Enchantress on Unicorn, Demigriff Knights. It says LLV. Also, hi LLV, gorgeous man.
Yeah, Demigriffs look really cool, to be fair. Demigriffs are really cool.
Models.
Yeah.
Yes, agreed. Elmbird says, I'm now more concerned with what will get the axe now, because they did have announced that some of the units will be going to Legends. So imagine almost anything that's in
Finecast.
The issue with that, as a guess, is there was a pretty set in stone system for Battletomes. The Finecast stuff would go away, and would get put into the compendium, and then the compendium's been going for so long that we would all effectively be like, right, this is the last time you're going to be able to use a compendium stuff in match play, and then Games Workshop were like, fuck you were not expecting this. Flip the script, we're all shocked, and now you can use anything all the time. So who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have to wait and see.
Yeah. Okay. And then Zysak says Enchantress is currently a thing. She hurts some Chaos Dwarfs. Scourge Privateer stuff would be cool. Rumours of models going away to become legends. That is true. Empire Griffins, but they were already a thing. I think I saw Par in the chat earlier. Empire Griffins are a thing.
Griffins are quite cool.
Yeah.
Well, look what Alex Bruce did at Six Nations with his twin Griffin. Against who was he playing against? I know I was talking to you and you're like, that list shouldn't do anything. He's got a Griffin in it. I went, he's not got one, he's got two. I went, oh my god, that's rubbish. And then he decimated the guy.
Definitely not Yota says, oh, now you like them. Drakespawn Knights, imagine all the Dispossessed going legends. I can only hope. And then Zango Jack says Beast Heroes are still Finecast. That's also true as well.
Some of the Gloomspite heroes are Finecast.
And also WS10 Pete says, hello all, I'm back in the game, which is great because he's an angel and I'm very excited to see him. But his head does look like a melon.
And now he's going to go, and that's it, I'm out.
Yeah, fuck it. So 7 allegiance abilities, an army of steam tanks, 3 cities. I'm giving that a flat 11 out of 10.
All the War Scrolls have been updated.
All of them? What do you mean?
So that's what he said on the thing. All the War Scrolls have been updated to a Sigma 2.0.
Oh, so there'll be things like Holy Within, which is cool, like unmodified hits on
They've
sixes.
all brought them up to date, yeah.
That's exciting. That's very cool. It'd be nice to see. Also, I'm really excited to see about spell laws. The College Arcana has been sat on a bunch of wizards for a long while. It'd be fun to see.
Spell laws, prayers as well for all the priests and the rune lords.
And the rune priests. Oh my god, getting
He's like,
oh, that's going to be badass. Okay, that's exciting. Loads. That's probably going to be that for me. All the other books this year have been exciting, but that's the standout book. I think. What?
I like a book.
What book?
Little Batty book that come out beginning of the year.
What?
Lady
The Gloomspite
Bird
Gits?
No, better than that.
What?
With the bird, the bats, lots of bats.
Oh, the Fresh Year Courts.
That'd be the one.
But no one else liked them, Simon. Next up, 3. So there is another book. Nathan, do you want to tell us what the other book is called? It's the GreenSkinz book, am I correct?
You're trying to trigger people big time.
I am trying to trigger people.
The Auric War Clans. So it's basically Bone Splitters and Iron Jaws.
And the GreenSkinz.
No GreenSkinz.
Why no GreenSkinz?
Well, they've not mentioned the GreenSkinz, and they've specifically mentioned Iron Jaws and Bone Splitters. So
you haven't said anything about GreenSkinz?
Sad times for the old GreenSkinz, yeah.
Are they're becoming legends?
I mean, I use them.
Orc Bully in the legends.
Oh, that's not even in
Orc Boys in the legends. Uruk Wyvern, Uruk Warboss on Wyvern, legends.
No, they're still all in the General's Handbook, so they're okay for the rest of the year. But it doesn't look like they'll go into the War Clans.
Okay, so that's effectively a single book for both Bone Splitters and Iron Jaws.
Yeah,
which is fun.
Yeah.
Sorry, they've said that there are 3 allegiance abilities, and I'm sure you can tell people this, but they've said there's an Iron Jaws allegiance ability, there's a Bone Splitter's allegiance ability, and then there's a combination of the 2 called the Great War, so you can take both.
That's cool.
It is cool. So if you still want to just maintain your kind of Iron Jaws or Bone Splitters kind of like feel, and then if you want to combine them in that kind of mix, the Great War.
Be interesting to see if there are any new models in either of those books. Potentially, you would have thought in that combined War Clans book there might be some endless spells or maybe some terrain.
I think endless spells is very definitely going to happen, right? Would you not think?
No?
Yeah, because you normally get a box of endless spells and a single hero or something like that. You probably get some big orc hero that will combine the 2.
I don't think so.
No?
I don't know if we'll get a hero because there's already a big orc hero that combines the 2. Contract.
Well, so when we get onto the next piece of news, I'd like to stick on this for a minute. But when we talk about the new Ogre Tyrant, effectively what you have to, you can tell a lot from the marketing that Games Workshop does, right? So, for instance, they announced a new Shadespire Warband. That's got new models in. There's a Centaur in there. There's a Beast Guy. Yeah. So it got a video. Yeah. There's an Ogre Kingdoms model. Yeah. Well, sorry, not Ogre Kingdom. Sorry, an Uruk model.
Ogre.
Ogre model. And that got a video, but it only got a shot of it. Whereas when we get on to talk about the Death faction at the end of this section, Dem Bones, that didn't even just get one video, that got a trailer video. So that is a brand new faction with tons of new models, because this
is awesome.
Well, because they do the advertising based on how much they're going to sell. So the Free Guild and the Uruk book might get
just books.
They might just be books.
They might not even be spells or terrain.
I reckon you get spells. It would make sense to have a free city spells, because it's like it's prepped for it. Like Forbidden Power got it, so you'd think.
Yeah, but the thing is that they're individual cities. So what do they do? Share the spells or? So
it would just be cool if they had a set of arcane knowledge for that city or something.
Would they have prayers, like the corn prayers that the rune lords and the war priests can call on?
Right, yes.
Who knows?
So who knows on that side? I mean, it's more likely with the Bone Splitters and Oryx, I think, that they would get in the spells, but maybe not even them. It did look like there was a specific terrain piece in one of the photos. But it doesn't look like. Not sure if it is like a terrain piece or if it's just a piece of stuff that they've made up in the studio.
Okay. All right. Well, when we know, right?
Yeah.
I just want to read some things here. Colonel Campbell says positive review. They're awesome. Looks fun. Cynical review. So the only part of the GHB that had looked like they put a lot of effort in was just a copy and paste job. That's fair. Matt Pashby says, honestly, getting a silver badge is one of the most important moments in my life, because he's just got a silver badge for subscribing. Thank you. He'd like to thank my family, Jesus, the Mormon guy, and the honest-wargamer reference. No problem, Matt Pashby.
You've got to put it up on the wall now. Next to your swimming certificate.
Yeah. Hey, get to the chopper. The Uruk Ella spells are stuck in China. Oh, that's sad. Yeah. So the Uruk book. Overall, excited?
Yeah,
War Tribes?
Definitely.
Yeah, it's nice getting. I know we've had it's been a lot of books that we've had, and can feel a bit burnt out. But it's nice getting everything finally wrapped up. We're close. We're close to having all the books. And then we've got a game.
Start the new then.
Yeah, that's fun. And then they showed us a new model.
Yes, they did.
A new Ogre tyrant for the Moor tribes. So that's what they've written down. So I'm assuming that's what the book's going to be called, the Moor tribes.
Yeah.
So I think.
And in that video, that's where they mentioned the Pact of Bones has been broken, and then the Feast of Bones begin, or something.
And then there's another video. We'll talk about that after. Yeah. But yeah, the Tie the Bones. So the new Ogre tyrant model. What did everyone, Twitch chat and you two, think of it?
Looks good. I am really hoping to see a plastic one rather than any other thing, because I've seen a lot of ogres in the past, not plastic, and it looks similar. The tyrant.
What?
The old tyrant was fine cast.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, a lot of the big models. Yeah,
a lot of the bigger models. It looks really good though. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, if you like ogres, definitely.
Yeah,
should be up your street.
Yeah, I love.
He's an ogre, so.
Yeah, I love ogres. I can't eat enough ogres. And like Velatron says, also, hi Velatron. I hope that the scenery is a huge table full of food. Yeah, I agree. I think it should just be Nubgun TV, absolutely bitchin' model.
A giant turkey leg.
I would say that, shouldn't it just be like a butcher's table?
A barbecue.
Yeah, I want to say
butcher's axe.
Yeah, shout out to Mitzi from the Mitzi and Jimbo show, who's still one of my who still has done one of my favourite moments in Age of Sigmar, where he built he built a pub. Where the story for his army was his ogre's army, which he had some Uruks in as well, that they would go out, feast, because they'd be warring to bring back food for the pub.
Okay.
Because he had an ogre tyrant who worked in the pub and ran it, so he sent the lads out to go get fresh meat.
Resupply.
Yeah, which is just fantastic.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that's Mitzi from the Mitzi and Jimbo show, and still one of my favourite things. So yeah, big dinner table or like a butcher's shop. I think it should be.
Barbecue.
Huh?
A big barbecue.
A big bar. Yeah.
Just turn it slowly. Oh, that's it. I'm going to build this up and it's done.
And then Matt Pesh says, do we want the books to stop, though? If they stop producing books, how long does it take a meta to stagnate? 2 months, 3 months? I don't think that... That's a great question for another time, I think.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it does depend on the books. I mean, if you look at some of them, like the Gloomspite Gits book, I think there's so much in there.
And it's only being discovered now.
Yeah, you can play that for years and still be refreshing lists and wanting to try different things in there. So, yeah.
Yes, agreed. And then more tribe. You mean I'm glad they kept the same feel, just modernise it. You got any thoughts on the model?
Looks quite cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, ogres look pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, ogres are not
Yeah.
particularly my favourite models, but that model definitely ties in with the rest of the ogre range, so it does look like ogres are getting fully integrated into the mortal realms.
Which is great.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. Because the most comedic faction in all of Age of Sigmar has always been the Firebellies faction.
I wonder,
Wow, rude.
you do wonder if they're going to bring the ogres together with the Beasts of Chaos. Not the Beast Claw Raiders.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
And the Gutbusters. Is it being combined into the
I
more
would.
tribes?
I would almost guarantee it. Well, you saw. Definitely.
They've got to.
They've got to, and they're going to stick it all in. Firebellies, the man-eaters are going in there. Just everything's going in there.
Man-eaters might not make the cut.
You
What
think
do
man-eaters won't
reckon?
make the cut? Man,
They-
those models are so good.
They are great, but
No, man-eaters are making it.
yeah.
No,
okay.
at
They've
Games
got
Workshop, if you're listening, if man-eaters don't make it, I'm going to riot. Man-eaters or
You're gonna
riot?
write a letter.
No, man-eaters or riot. That's the rules.
Strongly worded letter.
No, riot. Full riot.
What about Gorgas?
I will dress.
Yetis?
I will dress as the lady man-eater with the rolling pin, as cosplay, as in my riot. That's how I will riot. Yeah,
Cool.
are you joining me?
Looking forward to seeing you.
You can be the pirate.
Thanks.
Hypnocracken, thank you for subscribing for 17 months in a row, and you've just written more. And then Hawkeye says some factions still stuck 4 years ago, which is true. But the Gutbusters are just as deadly as ever.
Well, yeah.
now.
They are.
Yeah.
Will they become more deadly or less?
Colonel Cabbage actually I agree with. He touches on my sentiments with the model. When I first looked at the model, I wasn't a big fan because I was like, because it does just look like an Ogre Kingdom model, but we haven't seen Ogre Kingdoms or Gutbusters models at all. So much so that I've rarely had to ever say Gutbusters, so I still say Ogre Kingdoms, right? So we haven't seen them for a long time, and it's so on point with the aesthetic, which is quite a separate aesthetic to everything else in the game. Then when I looked at it, I thought, actually, that looks quite old. Looks like, does that make sense? It's it feels like an old aesthetic.
It's not been updated. Too much.
Well, it's not crazy high fantasy.
Exactly, but then I
compared
looked
to some of the other stuff, but it does tie in so nicely with the existing models. So.
Exactly. So I looked a little closer, and actually the hammer is awesome. And then if you look at the spear, like the blade and the hand, that's really cool as well. While keeping that kind of like
the original aesthetic.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I think it would be super weird if they did release more Free Guild models or some humans or something, and they kind of stuck with that kind of like German like aesthetic for like Hamburg like great swords and whatnot. That would just be odd. But it kind of worked.
Yeah.
Like it took me a while to get into it though. First off, but now I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. But maybe just because we're thrown off because it's quite a unique aesthetic.
Yeah. It looks very similar to how they do look with like obviously slight changes.
80 Max says, other honest wargamers do not condone rioting, and I also don't condone rioting. Peaceful protest. Peaceful protest while wearing dresses. Is that acceptable? I think that might be okay.
I mean, you can get your drum circle going, Nate.
Haywo's in the chat. Okay. He says Gorges should be burned. Gorges are the destruction version of Razor Gores, which are cheaper now. No, more expensive. Razor Gores are more expensive. They were too deadly before. Oh wait, okay. So Darksphere, a London independent stockist, has changed their website to have more tribes and Uruk Warclan sections. So maybe they know something we don't. Haywo says, I wish all the Gutbusters looked like the new Tyrant, which is true. Rumours Beast Claw Raiders are being rolled into more tribes. So there we go. So that's exciting. So the more tribes. So another Destruction Battletome, Nath.
Yeah.
I know, that's... How many this year?
So it is
3?
Three this year.
3.
So
It's the year of
is the
destruction.
year of destruction,
I know.
after all.
Yeah, it took a while. They were playing the long game on us that we almost didn't know what was
And
happening.
how many Chaos? 1, 2...
Skaven and
Slanesh.
Slanesh.
Yeah. And Order got 3 cities. Fire Slayers. What else?
That's it
Is that it?
so far.
Oh.
So far.
It's definitely a year of destruction.
So far, but there's more to go. And this is what's exciting. Then
Sylvaneth as well.
Oh,
Sylvaneth
yeah,
as well, don't
Sylvaneth.
forget.
You got
So the Ogre Tyrant and said that the Pact of Bones is over.
Yeah.
yeah.
So he's going to, and then there is a new death faction on the horizon.
Oh, well, we hope.
Well, definitely.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Yeah.
I know, but I don't want them to take tease and then all of them go, actually, no, and then chuck out
That's
birds.
again, like if you could just join us, go back to the quick conversation I had about how they advertise.
Yeah.
That's if you look at the Gloom.
Yeah.
I would say it's a release on the scale of the Gloomspite Gits or the Heat Knight Slanesh because of the volume of advertising that they have prepped for it. Like, to give you some context, in order to produce a video like that, they have to commission an artist. Yeah, they have to commission one of their editors to be doing all that editing and also storyboard it. They also have to commission a writer. They have to commission a voiceover artist. Yeah, and this is just part one. Like, that's a lot of money. It's a lot of money to just be like, here's the Legion of Grief, which they did 0 videos for. Yeah, not even a post. So you get how much it's a big deal to them by how much work they do. So it's a good yardstick. So I would say that it's going to be a whole massive faction. And me and Nathan already talked about pirate death people from Warhammer Total War. Ooh. You know Warhammer Total War?
Yeah.
So there's a death faction in that, which is all pirate guys that do loads of... They've got guns and handguns and stuff.
That would be pretty awesome.
So I think it might be that. Although the narrative...
With giant pirate ships.
Because don't they have a kind of a Caribbean... Simon, you're going to do your accent now.
No, I'm going to do
Come
the
on.
accent now.
What did the video say?
What is that? I will not be doing the accent just in case I get death threats through Twitter. No, but it did sound very Pirates of the Caribbean-esque.
It does.
It does.
It does.
And the bone pact has been broken.
The bone pact has been broken. That's Scottish, Rob. That's not even close to Scottish.
I don't even know what you said there, Rob.
Yeah, so don't they have the most of that in-house
look
Alan
really
Droll?
cool.
No, not really. FYI. Well, they do have that, but they don't hire those people.
Yeah.
Like, if you have an artist internally, that artist internally is being worked on book art. They're not, like... Maybe they would pick up some extra work.
Yeah. I am very excited.
Yeah, the Wraith Fleet, which we talked about.
3 cities.
If that
five,
if that got, if they had pirate ghost boys.
Yeah, because they have been mentioned in the lore up to date, the Wraith Fleet. So it'd be interesting to see if they do push that. But
Yeah.
But I think they might go down. Well, because it is in the Firestorm, the Wraith Fleet, and he is an allegiance ability already on War Squad Builder.
Yeah, that's more of a it's more of a city there. But look, at the end of the day, they put a big video out, so that means that we've got a whole new death faction on the horizon, which is good as well.
Models for years now. I'm not to buy any models for a year.
What, as a death player?
Yeah, because a new book for this, new book for that, new book for this, all new books.
All the same models
All
constantly.
the same models. Oh no, we got an Arch Regent.
That's true.
I still haven't got it yet, but yeah.
I would like to request something right now. And I want the Twitch chat to bear witness, so you guys have to stick with me on it. When we, if it is indeed a pirate death faction, which FYI, we're not that far away from Spooktober as well, so it could easily coincide with the
I don't know.
creepiness that is October.
Now, this early, I reckon September.
October is after September.
I know, but I reckon September when the book will come out.
Right. Okay. Okay. But like either way, if it is pirates in any way, shape, or form, will the pair of you join me reviewing it dressed as pirates?
I mean, I'm gonna play it dressed as a pirate, let alone review it.
So would you review it with me with the Twitch chat as bearing
I'll even
witness?
do my accent.
Do it now.
No.
Do it now.
Holding it back just in case.
Do the accent.
No,
Come on.
just
Are you
in
holding?
case.
Nathan, can you do a pirate accent?
I'm not a performing monkey.
So I am. Have you got an accent? Can you try it?
You've already heard it.
Wow, this is just.
I'm
rude.
holding it back as a surprise for when I walk in
Okay.
with my pirate hat.
All right, fine. So what we're saying
so
is,
we're dressing up, yeah.
as pirates,
Cool.
as jaunty pirates. Bone constructs, more Skaven, says Reflex Dog Training. Absolutely no more Skaven ever, please. No more accidents, please, says Fantastic Guy. I still can't get Rob's Jamaican scrag right out of my head. The moon, come for you. And then O Reaper says, not another freaking pirate faction. I love freaking pirates.
What
I
other
want there
pirate
to be
factions are
freaking
there?
pirate orcs. This is what they should do. They should just, every release, they should just take one of their current rangers, stick the
stick
word
in the
pirate in front of it.
Done.
And then after that, they should do the whole thing again. They should just do it with Neon.
I mean, it
Neon
would be awesome.
Stormcast. Neon Daughters of Cain.
It does sound though like they're going against the ogres rather than Deepkin. I think if it was pirate related, I think there would have been a link to the Deepkin.
Why?
Well, because the ogres have mentioned bones, and the bone tie for whatever this is. I mean, it's kind of a slap in the face.
I reckon what? No,
Links
because
there.
ogres eat, right? But they don't eat bones.
Yeah.
Right, so I reckon what happened is that ogres used to collect loads of meat, yeah, eat it all up, take the bones to give it to the fucking spooky pirate bros, yeah, and then we're just like, there you go, and then they collect it and be like, sweet, that's what the bone tithe was, but now the pact of bones has been broken. Hence,
then,
I should write stuff. Basically,
I think if it was
not even working
if it
at
was
it.
pirate-
At
Why,
this
what
stage.
did the ogres do with the bones then?
yeah, and
Instead of
after they
giving
get
them-
him into the
Oh,
pirates.
what have they used them for now? They got a bunch of dog pets, and they've the saber tusks, and they've just been throwing them for
Throwing
them. Yeah. Donaldino says, "Stop ignoring me." I can't see. I've changed everything around. Sorry.
I think it's going to be good though, whatever it is.
I think it's
A lot of
gonna be
people are
good.
saying Tomb Kings, but I kind of hope not.
Huh?
I hope it's not Tomb Kings
Why don't you hope it's Tomb Kings?
because I want to see something new and unique. Like look how aesthetically amazing it was for the Caradron. I mean, they hurt like a bitch against every army I've ever played, but they're so different and so out there. And same with the Deepkin. Like they could. I mean, they're dead now. They could do genuinely anything.
Okay.
It could be amazing.
That's a good point. Haywo says they can't even eat Sylvaneth trees and creatures of Nurgle. Hoping we see non-human undead faction.
Yes.
So Skaven undeath. That maybe is what Reflex Dog Training Paint was saying.
Yeah.
LV says the Bone Wars, and then Velatron says it's not War of Souls, it's a War of Bones. It does seem like a downgrade.
Seems a bit of a boner.
Oh my god. You've got a boner loner. That's what you've got. Introducing new Crypt Queens. There we go. Okay, all right. So that's as far as I know, that's everything that was announced at the open day. Did that tickle all of your pickles? Was that everything you could have wanted from an
all
open
day.
day?
I did do a stupid thing on Facebook, and I was like, saw the two Battletomes. I was like, what about something for death? And then I got like a million people going, you've had enough, you've had enough, you've had enough. Looking for shit. I'm like, okay, I'll just remove that comment myself. And then the book come out, the trailer come out at the end. I was like, fuck you all.
Colonel Cabbage says the music of the video was more Asian, which a couple of people have picked up on. There was a kind of a theme to it. A lot of people...
Or Mongolian, like the ogres are.
Yeah, no, sorry. In the... Oh, yes, but in the first kind of bone one.
Yeah, but if the
First,
in
well,
there,
there's two. Two videos.
No, the first one we've seen.
yeah.
That's a good point, actually, Nathan. There wasn't anything about ogres in there, but you might be right.
that might tie the ogres into
Yeah.
The only thing I'd say is they don't normally spend the money to commission new music. They normally use music that they already have access to through kind of like trade deals. So, for instance, a lot of the Total War music, so for Warhammer Total War, they're allowed to use in their videos for Games Workshop products. So oftentimes you'll hear some kind of like odd cue the Apocalypse video, Warhammer 40,000 Apocalypse How to Play video, if you've watched that, which has got the most hilarious music in the background for what should be a war game. And I'm not saying it should be like super high end, like explosions and whatnot, but it's genuinely like the Benny Hill theme tune. It's like, if you like to roll a dice, which is fun. So, Chuckabutty says they're dead now. You can do literally anything. Speckles 2019.
Yep.
Good. Okay.
I need to beat him on stream. I really do. After that game I had against him. Fuck. And no puppeteering from you, Rob. No puppeteering.
Beast God Raiders are Mongolian Mad Max, except Stonehorns instead of monster trucks. That's cool. That's cool. I reckon if they do ogres and slaves, that should be everything in the book. Finally.
Ogres and slaves.
Well, so the only outstanding
Slaves to Darkness.
So the only things that are currently outstanding now are Slaves to Darkness.
Yeah.
Tamarkan Sword, but obviously Forge World, so you guys are all going to be salty about that. But Slaves to Darkness are outstanding, and obviously one of the oldest books is also Varangard and Archeon's
Ever-chosen.
the Ever-chosen. I was getting to that. So you've got those two together. I would almost certain that Ever-chosen and the Slaves to Darkness is going to be like wrapped up in a book together, and then Seraphon, and then we're good.
Yeah.
We're good to go.
Here's some new stuff.
Yeah. I mean, we've already had new stuff this year all through anyway. Then the oldest book at that stage is going to be Zinch.
Oh, and only Dix plays Zinch.
Wow. Wow. Arcanist Deathness says Seraphon, what the fuck? So yeah, it's more than likely Seraphon are going to get something new sometime soon.
Yeah, they are due something. Like, just get the whole range and just supersize it.
Carriage and Overlords also, but no one cares about those.
They look good though. They look quite cool.
Okay, all right. What about Zinch? KO need a new book. They can't really sell that term anymore. It's false advertising. That's true. But they also can't sell it because it's full of shitty dwarfs. So
They are going to love playing against your Zinch.
what? I'll have nothing to be sure. Elmo says I'm going to guess that they are just showing one hero model to make everyone think they'll just be a hero plus book, just like they pulled the wool over everybody's eyes with the Black Coach for a long time, and then bam, massive revamp. I don't think that's going to happen with Ogre Kingdoms personally, but we'll see. Sorry, not that. What am I saying? What's it called? What's that fucking name?
More tribes.
More tribes. I'm going to say that in repeat tonight into the mirror. More tribes. More tribes. Okay, right. So that's so overall excited.
It could be voodoo. It could be death.
What could be voodoo, Speckles? Finish that thought, please.
The new death faction could be voodoo-esque.
Voodoo-esque.
Yeah.
Still Caribbean.
Slightly, but you got Pirates of the Caribbean,
Which is what we've already said.
Voodoo plus pirates equals dead pirates. Done. Have that. Voodoo plus pirates is dead pirates.
Nathan, please, you filled that one.
I'm standby.
He's not wrong. Can't argue.
Are you just agreeing with yourself from 20 minutes ago?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic.
Voodoo,
Okay. So everyone can see a bit of Jet there in the screen. Oh, there you go. He's going to have a good lie down. That's a good boy. That's a good boy. Jet, come here. No.
Sun salutation.
All right, so everyone, thank you. Voodoo Death Faction would be pretty cool. But yeah, shut up, Speckles, it's Cage Red.
Hades in the chat. I'm surprised he's not said that yet.
I know, that is his catchphrase. I actually heard Hades getting tattooed on his chest. It's like huge across there. Shut up, Speckles. They've probably got Rob to do the voice acting. Is it supposed to be an Australian accent? I actually am not allowed to talk about it. I'm under an NDA. I can't say whether or not I've been talking about the blood-tide bone storm.
Is that your Australian, yeah? Huh? Is that your Australian?
This is how we talk when we shoot the bone cannon. Why don't you want the bone cannon? If they release that Battletome, whatever if it's pirate dead things, and they're not like, and everyone is not playing like, I'm going to roll me bones. If you're playing it without trying the accent, then I will evict you from a venue.
What would their dice be? What would be the ogres and these voodoo dice? This is it.
Now, again, if you guys are new and haven't listened to us Wargame before, just be super aware of one thing. My favourite thing that Games Workshop ever do is the faction-specific dice.
We should do a little
because they get better.
A poll between the three of us.
I
what
reckon
kind of dice are going to get.
The More Tribes one will be a cauldron, so it'll be a cauldron-shaped dice.
It could be little microwaves.
A cauldron-shaped dice is great. Round, yeah, with undefined sides. And because it's got little feet, it always lands with a 6 up.
No, down.
So it's always a
The
1.
feet are where the 6 is.
Yeah, perfect. And the reason for that is there's some amazing people who make dice all across the world. You should check those guys out. You don't ever need Games Workshop to make dice. What the Games Workshop do is they fully commit to fucking terrible decisions, and they're like, we're going all the way in. So it's a good one. Cauldron for the Moor tribes. Anyone else got any other thoughts? What they would like?
Pirate hats. Pirate hat for the pirate dice. Done.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And then just Games Workshop releases a one-off set of dice carved from actual bones.
Wait a minute. This terrain piece could be a pirate hat you have to wear. And if you wear it, you get a bonus.
What?
Could
The
be.
terrain piece could be a pirate hat you have to wear yourself.
That would be so good.
Amazing.
That would be amazing.
What are you playing? I'll show you.
Yeah.
You
Plus,
have to build it from a sprue.
Well, no, you get the
and it's so
instructions.
small. It's so small, and you have to wear it.
It's got a
You've
string.
got a little strap.
You can do the instructions as a pirate hat.
What?
Do the instructions to build the models, and then use that instructions to turn into
Speckles,
a pirate hat.
I sometimes, when you talk, I think you should work for Games Workshop and run it, and then the rest of the time, I disagree completely.
But now,
Right now,
you're fully in
right
it.
now, you are smashing it. Talking with a pirate accent, we give you +2 bravery. These are bravery 9.
You can have
You'd be
eye
definitely
patch.
-1 to be hit.
Eye patch. That work?
You need to calm it down. You've gone too far. And then Elmo says, "Fuck it, it's 38 degrees Celsius. I'm taking my hat off. Lost your bonus." It's hot in here as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's all the news from the weekend. That's exciting.
I really fucking want a pirate hat now.
You want a pirate hat?
Yeah.
Let's come.
Okay.
Pirate hats, and you with a meat cleaver, me with a pirate hat. Done. You get a penny.
A penny?
Penny.
Right, stop. We're finishing this section. That's what I'm saying. I'm moving the conversation on. So overall, is everyone happy? I'm very happy with it. Completely. Especially as they're releasing the Princess Bride Battletome. That's the best part.
You had to think then to make sure you
Did
said
have to
the right
think.
one.
I mean, right. Donnelly says Games Workshop will do a special bone dice skull symbols of the 1s and the 6s.
Oh no, you missed. No, actually.
Yeah. We've done it more, haven't we? What would the Uruk dice going to be? I suppose they won't have numbers on because you're all too thick to count. Yeah. So there'll probably just be pictures because you guys only like pictures, not even words.
Always
There'll
better.
just be axes that you
Just
throw at your opponent.
You're dead. I win.
AOS V1 was pretty nice, but that's just my opinion. This is Download Edition. It was nice. They just say, yeah, he won't. That's right. The Uruk dice just say good or bad.
This good, this
Good on the
bad.
6 and bad on the 1. Okay, right. Okay. They also have showed that there's going to be a Shadespire Warband out, which is exciting, and it looks like it's a Beast of Chaos one with a Centaur. Looks cool. That's
Yeah.
fun. New models is great. Also, Warcry has come out. That's
Yeah.
what I'm going to move on to next, if you guys are okay with that. So Warcry has come out, and they've got some War Scrolls that you can be using in Age of Sigmar.
Oh yeah,
Which
of
is
course, yeah, I saw
exciting.
them.
And also, this happens. I'm just going to show this to my camera. There you go. Whenever you go on your app now, it gives you an advert to try and make you buy Warcry.
I'm gonna try that.
Fuck off. But also, still love the app, so
Yeah.
not upset.
It only does it the first time, doesn't it?
Does it every time for me.
Does it? Oh, so
I'm gonna
stop
look, see if
doing
I can
it
do
for me.
online.
Huh?
Stop doing it for me.
Kadra says,
really
I'm not
wants you
happy.
to
I've
buy
had to
it.
listen to Swickles have some kind of breakdown. There we go.
It's not a breakdown. It's an epiphany.
It's not a breakdown. It's an epiphany.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I type in Warcry, will it get me my war brands, or do I have to just be a bit? No, that's
It'll
okay.
be...
It's okay. So they're under Slaves to Darkness, so it's fine. They're easy to find, brother. So let's talk about some of them. So you've got the gods, not the gods 100. You've got the Furies. Or furries.
Furies.
Furries are spiteful demonic imps that throng those lands under the sway of chaos. Though individually weak, they are when they swarm, they can prove surprisingly deadly, waiting until the foe's back is turned before launching vicious hit.
They'd be as deadly as ever by the look of their
They
war
are.
scroll.
So they've got Chaos Demon, and they've most importantly got the Slaves to Darkness keyword, so you can include them in that army, and anything that can ally with them. I think most of these are all 70 points. I'll have to
Yeah,
double
I think
check.
so, look like.
So there is first in the combat phase, when you pick this unit to fight, you can say it will cower instead of fighting. If you do so, this unit must make a normal move and must retreat. So you can use them as skinks. effectively. They have 2 wounds each. They don't have any save, but generally quite exciting.
I'm just about to
What movement are
They are movement 12. So 12-inch skinks. They also can fly. They can also fly. So they're going to be pretty nimble and being able to get out of combat. So they'll make great screens.
They're 100 points for 6.
Okay.
Maximum of 30. Which is a bit weird.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Okay, so they're great. And Chaos having access to skinks is not something I overly want in any way, shape, or form. I'd like... Because Chaos are in a really strong place anyway. They don't need loads of bonuses, but at the same time, it's quite exciting. So that's a pretty good unit and something worth looking at.
Yeah, it's quite a mobile thing.
Yeah, 2 wounds each. And then next up, what you guys got any thoughts beyond that?
Yeah, all right, look pretty cool.
They're little objective grabbers, aren't they?
Yeah.
They don't do any damage, do they?
I mean, they've got
some,
2
but not
attacks, 4s and 3s, -1 damage.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're there for
Yeah,
combat,
it's mainly just little objective grabbers and little just zoning out areas, that sort of thing, chaff pieces. So they're quite good. Maybe at 100 points though.
It's quite a lot. Well, I mean, it's 12 wounds.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
what it is, but
100
still,
points.
that does look like they'll just. And the thing is that they can retreat as well. So if you do have multiple charges, that's quite good because quite often you'll be wanting to fight something important first. So
Yeah.
then those guys can just
Bugger off.
just fly off somewhere else. And so they probably are worth it.
I really like them. Like I said, I think that there's some big room for Chaos to get. Like, this is a big utility piece that Order have had for a long time. It used to be like Death were in a really tough spot because we've gone through different waves, but effectively Destruction had this amazing ability to just stop you in the combat phase when you could do the old grot block and then move, and then for a while Order could do it with a bit with the Aether Wings,
Yeah.
and then you also saw it. So that function of messing about, and then Skinks were spent 2 years just being like brilliant
Bosses.
being bosses. So just Chaos having access to this now is huge, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So then you got Raptorex.
The duck-billed platypus. Platypi? I don't know what's the plural of duck-billed platypus.
Is one of many forms of wildlife twisted by the power of chaos. Raptorex cross the land in vast flocks, cunning and vicious beasts. They are willing to take on prey many times their size, pulling them down in a frenzy of slashing talons and snapping beaks. So 2 wounds again, and does it say that they fly? It doesn't say that they fly.
No, I don't say.
Which is interesting. So again, saves to darkness is a keyword. And add 1 to the attack characteristics of this unit's melee weapons if they made a charge move. They move 10 inches, 2 wounds each with no save. They've got 2 attacks each, so that would be 3 attacks each. And then you can take them in units of what, Simon?
Units of 6 to 30 and then 90 points.
90 points.
That's 12 wounds for 90 points. That's not bad.
Who like, so if a unit is 6 for 90 points,
Yeah.
so you whip them across, and then you would be doing 18 attacks, 3s and 3s,
Yeah.
no round 1 damage.
That's
Not
not bad.
particularly great.
Well, no, but for 90 points, it's really good.
I would say the winners are these guys.
Yeah.
No, not these guys. The
the
next ones I'm about to
oh.
talk about, which are the Untamed Beasts. I could see this going in a lot of armies. So their narrative: by devouring the flesh of Gur's many predators, the Untamed Beasts seek to gain their strength and power. These shamanistic, there you go, Speckles, savages worship chaos as the devourer of existence and are peerless trackers and hunters. So they've got 1 wounds each, and they've got a 6+ save, the Untamed Beasts. And they've got some attacks. That's not really with the harpoons and stuff, but the ability is why I think these people will be taken. Because this unit can run and still charge later in the same turn. However, in addition, after armies are set up, but before the first battle round begins, this unit can move up to 6 inches.
That's really good.
That's not just really good, that's incredible.
Straight onto those objectives.
Because they're also very cheap.
Yeah, it's you get unit of 9 to 36. Weird. That's, and they're only 70 points.
70 points for 9.
Yeah.
The reason is, I mean, claiming the objectives is fine, but more importantly, for me, it's zoning. So like there's a lot of like major threats, especially alpha combat armies. So Flesh Eater Courts, particularly Senestion. We've seen Senestion. We've seen how good they've been doing recently. They're in a tough spot if you can just spend 90 points and just create yourself, or 180 points and create yourself like a 6-inch line out.
There's 70 points.
70 points is 140.
So yeah, 140 points to create like a large buff
18
gap.
models.
Yeah, so it's like an Alpha Strike block
Yeah.
in your army list, or it's, as you said, you know, it's a really nice unit that you're going to be able to just run onto an objective turn one that your opponent has to go and hit. And I think these guys.
Even if you take second turn, is it on your first turn?
No. It's before anyone goes.
So you give them the turn, then move them onto it, and then they've got to shift them off.
Yes, like that's. I mean, the main thing for me would be being able to stop alpha combat.
Yeah.
Like that's huge. It also stops deep striking, which is important. Teleports, which is important. Like there's a whole vast array of things which is excellent about this unit. And for so cheap, I can definitely see this being used in armies. Nathan, you got to see the power of that, right?
Yeah.
Are these the ones that come in the Warcry box, starter box? Though?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's going to sell a lot of those boxes.
No, you can just buy.
Well,
they've said that you can buy them all individually.
Oh, well, that's not too bad.
Yeah, but they've also got the Slaves to Darkness keyword, so you can ally them in. So and all of the Chaos Gods are able to ally in Slaves to Darkness apart from Skaven. So that's fantastic for those armies.
Yeah.
Because it's genuinely something that I would potentially put in a Tzeentch army. It is because it makes sense.
I roll there.
Yeah, but
You're like, hit me now.
But it is. Iron Golems have a dwarf in it. I'm down, which is that's a fair point. Those Harpies really nice additions to Save Darkness and Chaos in general. Says Alvin. I need to take a note from Tom. 1 weekly and have kids to build armies. Just skip the first few years and get them to work around.
Are these going to be push fit models?
Yeah.
No, are they?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not the bigger fan of the push fit. They're really good, but you can't customize anything at all.
I don't. It doesn't stress me out. Yeah. That's fine. I'm just thinking about their utility in the game at the minute, which is pretty big. You agree, Nath?
Yeah.
I think we're going to see them in some armies.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I would. If I played Chaos, I'd be looking at them.
Yeah. So I expect to be buying a couple of boxes of Untamed Beasts. Iron Golems. They do have a dwarf in it, which is very fun.
Awesome.
Which is awesome.
It's a fake dwarf then, right? Chaos dwarf.
Pardon me?
Fake dwarf.
Yes, fake dwarf. You can re-roll save rolls for attacks that target this unit if this unit has not made a normal move in the same turn. The reason I'm not bothering to read out all of their abilities is they're all pretty meh. They're pretty cheap, chaffy style units. So I'm not really reading out their attack profiles.
So they've got 4-up save, these guys.
These have a 4-up save. Sorry, skilled blacksmiths. The Iron Golems believe themselves chosen to provide arms and armour to Archaon's forces among the war-racked lands of Shamorn. Their legions are renowned for their dauntless resilience and chilling efficiency. That's right, they are German smiths. Yeah. So, however, you can reroll save rolls for attacks that target this unit if it is not made a normal move in the same turn, which means if you put them in cover on an objective, they could be on a 3-up rerollable save, and they are how many points?
It's 70 points for 8, maximum unit size of 32.
And the Ogre, which is interesting, so the Ogre Breacher, 1 in every 8 models in this unit can be an Ogre Breacher. The Ogre Breachers have a wounds characteristic of 3.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's quite cool.
How many models was it? 8.
So
70 points
8.
for 8.
Yeah, and then that's
so it's 11
points.
wounds. No, 10 wounds.
10 wounds.
10 wounds. No,
10 wounds with a 4-up save. It is, and you can take 32.
Yes.
Okay, so that means you would be able to have 4 golems, so you'd have 40 wounds, which you could put on a 4-up rollable save, which is quite cool.
Yeah.
The chat, let's see what the chat's saying.
You've got another one.
I know. I'm just reading the chat, just seeing how they are. Untamed Beasts also make great alternative survivor models for Kingdom Death. Okay. No, it's a Chaos Dwarf, not a Legion of Asgore fake dwarf. Wow.
Fake dwarf.
Dave Fraser, I thought we were getting on recently. I'm coming for you on Twitter, Dave. He's like, bring it. And then Veltron says, maybe old question, but I'm getting old. Is it allies or because of the Nurgles each keyword we can put them in normal units? No. Chaos Knights or Warriors of Chaos, they have on their war scroll that before you start the battle, you can give them a keyword, and because you can give them a keyword, you're able to include them in a Nurgle army, a Tzeentch army, a Slanesh army. So these guys would be allies. They'd be Slaves to Darkness allies, of which you can only have, if you're playing 2,000 points, you can have only 400 points, and they can only be one of every four units in your army. So just be conscious of that. But still some nice options and alternatives. So then the Cypher Lords. These are the ugliest ones. The Shattered Gloomblade is their ability. While this unit includes any Thrall Masters, at the start of the combat phase, you can pick one enemy unit within 3 inches of this unit and roll dice on a 4+, subtract 1 from hit rolls until your next hero phase. The same unit cannot be affected by this ability more than once. It's probably one of the weaker abilities. They've got a wound each, they've got a 6-up save, and they cost
70 points for 8.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
No.
I'm not a fan. Nathan, any of those stand out to you?
Definitely the beasts.
Yeah.
That's Untamed Beasts are
Untamed
definitely
beasts.
useful fellas.
They've got +1 to charge.
Yeah,
That's about
they
it.
just don't really stand out to me. Where are you getting the War Scrolls for Warcry? Arcanist Ethicus, we're just getting it on the app.
On the app.
On the app,
And
if you just go on the Warhammer
And
HC app.
the profiles. So when you go onto your app, I'll show it people's on my phones. Can you see?
Yeah, you're a bit close, a little bit further away.
What? It's your face, not that.
Left. No, the other way. Nailed it.
Yeah, see there? So if you click show profile, it comes up with all their profiles.
There you go.
Tells you how many points they are, unit size of the works, even what type.
Lincoln wins. Thanks for joining Patreon. Appreciate that if you're watching currently. So Reflex Dog Trainer says, hey Nathan, not sure if you saw earlier, but my 13-year-old GSD had a mask removed about 2 months ago. Yes, it's a big C, but he's in the same boat as Jet, as to say he's still my dog, and he's now just getting a bit more steak and bed space. Give him all, mate. Loads of love, is what he's saying. That's from Reflex Dog Training Painting.
Oh, cool. Thanks, mate.
Dave Fraser, bring it indeed. We very much need to get you guys keep providing awesome entertainment. Oh, Dave Fraser.
Oh, you're not coming after him now?
Now we're friends again. Full Green has also put a bunch of jet emojis in the chat, which is very sweet, and I appreciate those. Okay. Right, so what do you think?
Yeah, pretty cool.
For Age of Sigmar for the main game, I got to say that I think Untamed Beasts actually changed the shape of the game. So I know that sounds like a bold claim, but I've said that several times and been right. I've also said it several times and been wrong. So, Nathan, do you not think so to some degree?
Yeah, no, I do think the Untamed Beasts are great, particularly like you said about the I'm thinking with my teleporting armies, so Iron Jaws and Gloomspike Gits, they'll both that's a great mechanic against both of those armies, where the Hand of Gork just means they're going to be pushed back or pushed into different areas. So yeah.
And my combat stuff isn't just going to hit a thin little line that I've got to hit first, 6 inches, so I won't be able to reach the back lines on the second pile in.
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. That's same with Slanesh, same with the rest of them. I'm just trying to get that's what I'm about. So I think it's cool. So I'm a big fan.
I'm not. It's going to stop my army. It's going to stop his. I want the Bone Pirates now.
Yeah, okay, good. All right, thanks, everyone. Thanks. So, because it's hot, let me just double check the time. Double check the chart. Should we just do the one rundown?
Yeah.
Because it's warm. So we're going to do an old rundown. A classic rundown, if you guys are excited about that.
Cool.
Rundown mess around.
It's been such a long time since we've done a rundown that you guys may have forgotten what it is. So the rundown's kind of the Honest Wargamer kind of, it's our USP. Obviously, except for the class and charm and sexiness.
Nathan and Jet bringing all that.
Yeah, it's very, very warm. Yeah, Nathan and Jet bring it all. You bring the heart, Speckles. You would be the heart ring in a Captain Planet.
Oh, no.
The heart ring's the most important ring.
Worst.
It's the most important ring. Yeah.
No, that's the worst. That's the one who got forgotten and went, here you go, we'll just say it's that.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I don't want to be the heart ring.
So if you enjoy this rundown, which we're about to do, which is a bit of a classic, also be very excited that at this moment I'd like to do a big shout out to Donal. Big shout out to him. He helped me out. So the Honest Wargamer will be bringing you a lot of rundowns sometime soon, but more on that later. So a rundown. Can I do the Zinch one, Nathan?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So a rundown. Simon, if you ever join us for a rundown, do you know how they work?
I mean, I've done a few for you.
So do you know how they work?
Yes.
Then do you want to tell the people at home?
So it's basically you go along the narrative first.
So we read out the narrative.
Read out the narrative.
And then what else?
See what people think of it.
Yeah.
Think it's cool, and then do the what it can do, and then what it can do when you mix it with other things.
That's right. And there's a bit in the middle we missed out.
What is?
Nath?
Yeah.
Talk about the model.
Talk about the model. There we go.
Yeah.
So it's the what we think of the narrative, the model, and it's just an overall look at one model. If that's cool with you. Mr. Kabosi is here later. Yeah, your rundown. Tell Donald stop arguing with people on Facebook. I shall never tell him to stop doing that. In fact, I would like to encourage him.
Yeah, and me.
Yeah.
Donald, you're very awesome.
Also, hi P. Hope you. Also, Nick's here. First brain squeak in the chat. So my rundown. Nathan's also done one as well, but we're going to save that. Yeah, it's just so we can have a bit of a rest today. So the first one, I'm going to do the Curseling.
Oh yeah.
Is that okay with you?
No.
No? Rundown
Now
on
what are you going to do?
the Curseling. So the Curseling is a Zinch unit.
Yes.
I'm very excited by the Curseling. So I am going to read out his narrative. Would you like to? Although I do prefer it when Nathan reads out the narrative.
I do like. Should we get Nathan to do it?
No, he hasn't got it. I'll have to read it out.
I can find it.
No, it's on here. Right. Few of Zinch's gifts can be understood, for the Dark God's true will is beyond the ken of mortal kind. So it is with Curselings, those beings sometimes known as the Eyes of Zinch. Chet, you like this story?
Really likes this story.
Oh my god. Once they were rising sorcerers, acolytes of the dark arts that sought further their arcane studies. Something, however, went wrong.
Wombles.
Zinch Wombles.
Zinch Womble! That's the only thing I want to be released in Age of Sigmar now. I want Chaos Wombles. Yeah?
Chaos
I want a fucking horny
Orinoco.
Mr. Orinoco.
Oh.
Yeah?
Wombles have fallen to
That
chaos.
could be the next Battletomes.
FYI, if you guys are international listeners, the Wombles is a TV show that parents would show children to scare them and turn them into speckleses.
Well, they rob people and stuff in Wimbledon Common. I mean, all those unknown mysteries of, somebody got robbed down there.
However, something went wrong. The Wombles attacked as the secrets they had garnered coalesced inside their bodies to form an eldritch tumour. Oh, so sorry, Dave. This was not intended. Of forbidden knowledge that grew until it was... Jay, you're a curseling. Until it was possessed by a malign sentience, a spirit creature from the realm of chaos known as the Tretchlet. Like some monstrous parasites, it grows from the body of its host and gives constant hissing advice to seek further knowledge. The Tretchlet's curse, I think I've been out with this, is thought to be brought upon those that learn a secret too many or perhaps the wrong one. Although shunned by right-minded folk, curselings are highly coveted by Arcanite cults. Acting as lieutenants for the cult's cabals, curselings sometimes fulfill the role of inquisitor. The Tretchlet have the ability to detect lies, sucking air through chittering teeth. The grotesque beings can smell out secrets, and their questions can draw out hidden knowledge. Traits invaluable to cults seeking arcane enlightenment. A trial by curseling is also an effective way of determining whether a new acolytes are worthy of joining the cult. Though they excel in the role of lie seeker, in truth, curseling hunger for battle. They are formidable warriors, but are most valued for their ability to glean enemy wizard spells and to hurl them back upon the caster. Nothing gives a Tretchlet more gratification.
That's a long old story about him.
Or makes them maniacally... Yeah, because before we were doing rundowns, there wasn't many Battletomes out.
True.
So it would just be what we read
That's
off.
from the Battletomes.
Yeah.
I thought it was like the old War Scroll one.
No.
And just for the viewers, that's gin that Jet's drinking.
Oh, nice. Right,
That's why
sweet.
straight down to lie down now.
So it turns out that Jet is a curseling, a Tretchlet himself. So what do you guys think of the narrative? Or did you get lost halfway through and didn't care?
I mean, I was a little bit distracted from Jet's super excitedness from the scratching. Yeah, sounds quite cool. Sounds very sinister, very dark.
Nath?
Yeah, it's quite involved as stories go. Yeah, good job.
Okay, yeah, no, it's quite funky. Yeah. I quite like it. It's very fun. Battletomes just put a bit of jet emoji. Everyone's put a bit of an emoji in the chat. By the way, I hadn't actually read the narrative when I copy pasted it there, so apologies. But I'm just going to do what I always do in these situations. Carry on. Just carry on. Just power through it.
I'll just do this.
No, don't do that. Oh, you missed it anyway. That's fine. So what do you guys think of the model? Have you guys seen the model before?
Yeah, it looks pretty cool, actually. I do like that.
Twitch chat question to you guys as well.
This is the one with the dude crawling in to whisper.
Oh, okay.
They're crawling in my skin. These spells you will not cast. Like that.
Yeah, cool. I'll have to have a look.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
It
Speckles, have you seen him?
Yeah, I've seen it. I've never
He's the old village model.
Oh, okay.
I've never actually played against it, but yeah, it looks really cool.
Okay, well, maybe you'll see more people playing against it in the future. Because in my opinion, when we go into the rules,
He's got some crafty little rules.
He has got crafty little rules, but most importantly, he's the best troll unit in Age of Sigmar. Donaldinho, I know you're listening, so he is Troll Plus.
Troll Plus.
Troll Plus. Bruce Hammer, what up? Model is awesome. Also, hi to Rick and Chris. Elmbirds, the model is nice. The Failcast makes weapons too floppy, though. That's true. You could probably also model a pretty badass version of this, because all you got to do is stick some sort of demon-esque model coming out the side of one of them.
Spirit Host. Chop them up.
Spirit Host, yeah. I was more thinking you could do like a Slaughter Priest, for instance. You could have like a Bloodletter come in, like the top half of Bloodletter. You could go pretty crazy and do several versions, which is fun.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
And he's not a unique character, so you can take more than one. Why you would want to, I'm not sure. So would you like to read the rules?
Yeah. Do that.
Okay. Model is cool, a rather imposing Tzeentchian warrior. So a lot of people saying it's cool. Hawkeye says it's cool. So everyone's liking it. Nice.
Yeah.
Captain Wingit Rob. That's me.
Captain Wingit.
Yeah. Am I winging it?
Wing it.
Wing it. So he's got 5 wounds with a 4-up save. So not too bad.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. He's got a 5-inch move, and he's got a bravery 7. 5-inch move isn't a big deal because he's a ranged threat. So we're good with that.
Yeah.
He has got a blazing sword, which has got 3 attacks, 3 4s, rend 1 and 1 damage. He's got threshing flail, which is 3 attacks, 4s, 3s, no rend and 1 damage. And he's also got the staff of Tzeentch, which is 1 attack, 5s, 4s, no rend and D3 damage. So like quite a bit, but he'll probably do nothing.
Yeah.
Which is
he's not designed for combat, is he?
Which is what wizards do inside the game. So he's got an ability, the Vessel of Chaos. Each time a cursed thing successfully unbinds a spell, here we go, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, he can immediately attempt to cast it himself, even though it is your opponent's hero phase. If this spell is cast, your opponent cannot attempt to unbind it.
So, that'd be perfect for me.
This is
so if I fail my +3 attacks on them all, you can do it for me. Thanks.
Pardon me?
So
where this becomes really interesting is what spell you're going to stop and then cast back, right? So importantly, he can attempt to cast 2 different spells in each hero phases and attempt to unbind 2 spells. So in your opponent's hero phase, you have the capacity to attempt to cast 2 spells is really what you're doing by unbinding their spells. And this is why in a Tzeentchian force, specifically, because of lots of the bonuses, you can really start to get crazy. Yeah, well, there's a bunch of stuff. Before we go into endless spells, let's just talk about normal spells. Yeah. So, if I unbind a spell, like that only affects Flesh Eater Courts, I won't be able to cast it because it's on a friendly Flesh Eater Courts model.
Yeah. You can't give it back. Great.
No, you're not friendly at that.
You're not friendly at that point. Yeah, however, if it's something like Blades of Putrefaction from Nurgle, which just affects a friendly unit and isn't keyworded to Nurgle, as far as I'm aware, because I don't think it is. I'll have to double check, but I'm pretty certain it's not. Then you can unbind it and then put Blades of Putrefaction on your own army.
Yeah.
Hand of Dust.
Which is cool. Hand of Dust is a great example. Yeah. So being able to take Hand of Dust off and then do Hand of Dust. Also, like Overwhelming Dread is just an enemy unit. So anything that just targets an enemy unit. Nick it. That's another one. The Always Strike Last spell.
Yeah.
From
Itchy Nuisance.
Nuisance. Also, yes.
So that's where you can't use command abilities or like that?
Yeah, so that is called...
that destroys Sunesh when it stops them using all the abilities.
Bruce Hammer says, just based on the narrative alone, I'm dropping Order and Goes each, but does that count towards other spells? So it does. Hey boy, sorry, just arrived. Which you know, talking about the Cursling. Thank you.
I'll help you with your run-done.
Yes, Hawkeye has made another great point. I'm so happy. If he's on nullification terrain, he can unbind 3, which also means he can cast 3.
Yeah.
And because he's casting 3, that means you get 3 fate points if you're in a Tzeentch Allegiance.
Yeah.
So he's just amazing. And considering he's the Tzeentch keyword, allying him in to other armies, really exciting as well. You can nick it, says Bill Robertson. You can. And you tell me that isn't worth playing 100 games that you lose
Just to nick
it. So nick it destroys an artifact?
Yeah, so you have to cast it on if you cast the spell on a 10+, then you destroy one of their artifacts. Yeah. It does D3 mortal wounds, and you can destroy an artifact as well.
Right, so you can't reban the Vortex unless you have a Skaven wizard who bought the Vex. That's not true. Right, so this is where it gets really exciting. So we'll talk about the endless spells.
Yeah.
So if I've bought Purple Sun,
Okay.
and then you cast Purple Sun, I can unbind it and then cast Purple Sun. Now I'm casting my Purple Sun,
Okay.
but I'm also doing it in your phase. Right, so really exciting. Which also works for things like Palisade, Geminids, and a bunch of other stuff.
When you've got the same spells going off.
If they have spells. Now, obviously, when Geminids was like an auto include, you probably could pay for Geminids in your army and then cast it in your opponent's turn, which is amazing, right? Cool. But where it gets really exciting, if you want to be the biggest troll in the world, is you can just pay to have the Vortex.
Oh.
Because there's nothing stopping you. Because it doesn't as far as I understand it, there's nothing as a requirement that says because you just pay for endless spells.
Yeah.
Like nothing says that
Actually,
endless spells are part of allegiance abilities. They're not at all.
So on War Scroll Builder,
you find them, but you also, if I take a Zangor Shaman in a Tzeentch list, I have to go into Beast of Chaos to find the thing. So as far as I'm aware, I double check. So I want to go to a tournament with this guy.
And 100 points less.
And
100 points less.
No, you have to buy it. It's in my army list.
Oh, yeah.
And then intentionally place Skaven and just unbind their Vortex and cast it on them, because fuck them.
Yeah. Here, have it back.
Hawkeye says, so just buy all of the endless spells. Yes.
Him and every spell.
Yeah, so, I mean, the Vessel of Chaos ability is huge, and especially, because then you're like, I've got to unbind it, Rob, that's a big deal. You're playing a Tzeentch force, you're going to pick Destiny dice.
Yeah, pick, done.
So you're just going to pick the result, unbind it, and then cast it. So you're in a wicked place with this guy as a caster. And that ability alone is worth... Because that can change the shape of a game. And your opponent has to know it's happening. So it's just a devastating...
And there you go. Shit, I've got the Vortex back.
Pardon me?
Getting hit with the Vortex by themselves.
Yeah, but probably that would be a bad choice.
Yeah, that's probably
That's a joke choice that's really fun to do.
Awesome choice.
Yeah. Can you think of anything else worth so which end? I was trying to work it out the other day because I want to take Purple Sun in my Tzeentch force anyway. I don't think everyone's going to take Purple Sun, so I was trying to think of what the most common end of spell will be.
Well, if you're taking it anyway,
which is a good point.
Yeah. So you're going to be using it, but if you can use it in their turn, it's great because
Quicksilvers,
you get it out. So the most common one up to date has been Geminids. And it's probably still will be Geminids because they're still worth it at those points.
I don't know. You might see a lot of Maelstrom.
Yeah, so Arepa says most racial endless spells have keyword limitations for casting, but as it says, an unbinds an enemy, he can immediately attempt to cast it. That's a good point. Maybe you can't. Maybe you can't cast another faction's endless spell. It's worth checking. But at least the core ones, which would be really fun. I'm into it.
Really
So an amazing ability. And also just a barrel of fun.
And
a massive threat for your opponent.
Especially playing in the realms as well. If you're playing any of the realms, it goes bonkers then.
I don't think it's extra good in the realms. I think
all those spells, any of those spells, when they go +1 damage, I'll take it instead.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Would you be able to do 2 versions of +1? So if you were playing in the realm of fire, which is what you're talking about, and you were to do Inferno Blades, which is the other thing you mean, if I cast Inferno Blades in my turn and then I unbind it in your turn, can I cast it again into my army? That would make sense.
It
Because I'm not doing
you
it.
couldn't do it twice, because Mystic Shield, presumably, you could do twice. Because if you've got Mystic Shield in your own army, it just says you can instantly cast again.
Yeah,
So you should be able to do it twice.
You just have to be aware that some of them say until your next hero phase. So if you do it in their hero phase and then you have your hero phase, I'll turn it off.
Bill Robertson says, I just want to nick it from a guy called Nick and then have his giant stuff the wizard in his knickers. So it gets very silly if Realm Spell's in effect. It gets worth way more. So it's just an amazing ability. And I'm very surprised we haven't seen it before. Now, he was more points before. He's now at either 140 or 160. I'll have to double check. But just crazy. But we're not finished yet.
Well, you do that. I should check.
So he's also got. So he can cast 2 spells. Totally worth it. Unbind 2 spells. We've already talked about how powerful that is. If he's on nullification, 3. So he's got Glean Magic. The cursed thing can reach into his adversary's mind, steal arcane knowledge to use for his own ends, and Glean Magic has a casting value of 3. If successfully cast, pick an of 3 as well. If successfully cast, pick an enemy wizard within 24 inches and choose one of the spells from their war scroll and roll 2 dice. If the result is equal to or greater than the casting value of the chosen spell, the cursing learns that spell and can use it for the rest of the battle. So not only can he unbind a powerful spell and cast it again, he can also learn a powerful spell and then use it to his own advantage, which is just crazy good as well.
Yeah.
He's 160, by the way.
Yeah.
But he casts 2 spells, unbinds twice, and he's definitely worth it.
Yeah, 160 points.
Great.
That's really good.
Really, really good. And that, again, is another fun element, stealing someone's spell and doing it back to them, which is very Zinchian. And obviously you can do Arcane Bolt and Mystic
This is
Shield.
going to be the ultimate trigger army of yours, isn't it?
Well, I think
Trigger army.
I think this unit is the ultimate trigger troll unit in the
then
game.
You've got your pink, blue, and brims.
Yeah, but I don't think. I think. Well, the Destiny dice makes this way worse. And when we get onto casting magic, for instance, you've got blue scribes. You can reroll all failed casts. You've got Destiny dice, which we'll ignore anyway. You've obviously got the stackable command ability on Lord Change, so you can get pluses to cast, which is just devastating. Then you can just go in the spells yourself. You can stick him on a Bellwind Vortex, which gets him an extra cast. Yeah. You can put him by cogs if you wanted to and get him an extra cast. Yeah, so you could just go crazy, which is really, really fun. You can do Gleam Magic through a portal, which I wouldn't advise, but you could. Or you could do Gleam Magic, have a portal next to him, and then do Hand of Dust through the portal to Nagash. Yeah? Imagine that. Destiny dice, turn 1. You just go... another wizard does portal, yeah? And then you just Destiny dice, Gleam Magic, yeah, for your max. And then you Destiny dice casting Hand of Dust, and you just Hand of Dust Nagash off. And you're like,
was that your plan? Was this your plan all along?
So for me, that's just mind-bogglingly good. Plus it's to cast. Now, unfortunately, you can't, because he's a Chaos Mortal, Zinch, Arcanite, Hero, Wizard, there aren't any particularly good battalions you can put him inside of. I've checked. Sad face. And then arguably one of the powers of the Zinch book at the minute is that you can take a very low drop to 1-drop armies, which is about 4's the magic number. 4 the magic number. But his ability to cast a variety of really good spells is awesome. Also, you get fate points when you cast with him. That's awesome as well. And that's my rundown. That's all I've got.
Yeah, he's quite a cheeky chappy, isn't he?
Yeah.
He is a quite cheeky chappy.
160.
Huh?
160 double cast.
So a Hawkeye, if they have the alchemic chain, that is one thing I haven't checked. I haven't checked that. If they have alchemic chain from the realm of metal, they can also unbind an extra spell. So you could potentially have him. This is really exciting. You could have him near nullification terrain, so he's unbinding 4 a go, which means he's potentially casting 4 a go.
But 6 potentially. Okay. Because he's got his own 2 as well, hasn't
he? Yeah, but then you could stick him on top of a Balewind, which is that's 7. Yeah, put cogs by him, that's 8. So,
wow, 8 spells a turn.
Well, 8 spells between 2 hero phases, and it does require a lot of things to happen.
Yeah.
But for a fun amount of points,
when you can just pick your own dice, things can happen.
That's really big, right? Yeah. And really fun. And I haven't been this excited about a unit for a long time because he's just got such adaptability, but also
just wait until GW hear that.
Yeah.
No. No, this is like the Starseer.
Curse of fate.
Gonna go.
Zangorjat, you can only use the Destiny dice to cast clean magic. You can't use them to learn the spell. I know that, yes. Sorry, I meant to then cast the spell. So you can learn the spell, but then you can use the Destiny dice to cast the spell. You can't use it to learn, which is hashtag sad face. But if you really wanted to,
you actually got to roll some dice.
yes, there will be one moment where you have to.
One moment instead of going, that, and you're dead. What? Come on.
Pete Pratt, that is a really good point as well. If he took magical supremacy, he would be able to unbind at 42 inches.
Oh. So you just decimate the board. Oh, you can have your model.
Well, no.
There.
So the issue with it being 42 inches is then being able to actually cast a spell that's useful back.
Yeah.
Because there's lots, but some of like the most offensive spells, like Warp Gale's a good example, right? D6 mortal wounds at like 26 inches.
Yeah.
So that's good to be able to take that off them. Like take a Corruptor spell off them if you're playing against a Verminor Corruptor.
Even stealing Mystic Shield off them.
You've got Mystic Shield already.
Huh? No, but if you're stealing it off, you can do 2 units of Mystic Shield.
Oh right, yeah. So you mean when you unbind?
Yeah, when you unbind it. Yeah.
Yes, and then cast it. Yeah, it's huge. Like, and there's like probably a massive list of spells. And if you, the thing I didn't do, which I probably should have done for a better rundown, so apologies. So rate me low, but the unit high, is probably go through some of like the more competitive top tier armies and find out what spells exactly they're using and whether or not they're useful. I mean, an unbind's good.
Yeah.
But a bind is great. Sorry, a cast again. So, how would you like to rate my rundown out of 7? Narrative strong, model strong, rules strong. Please rate me.
He's in so bad.
Not anymore. I've changed hearts and minds. I'm effectively an American in Baghdad right now.
Wow.
That's fine.
The
The pair of you are just like, oh no. Yeah, I'm just changing hearts and minds. Hearts and minds.
We've got to play against it. That's the problem.
Just tell me. just tell me what you think.
He's very cool.
He sounds like a super strong piece.
Yeah.
So yeah, a proper threat. Something you're gonna have to deal with, especially if
He
you.
sounds like a Zinchian Donal. That's what he sounds like.
As in, it
Zinchian
does. It does. I
Donal.
might paint a small, bald, fit version.
Henched up to the max.
Yeah, or if anyone ever like to model me with a picture of Donal the Grot Terrorist on my shoulder,
Yes.
that is the perfect version of that. The Visit says, I really love the 1-2 combo of Archeon casting Treacherous Bond on a unit of 9 Enlightened with a Shaman casting Unfold Reality on them. It's fun. Jimmy says that's a solid 7. That's a 6 now. Damn. So out of 10, what do you rateth the rundown, gentlemen?
What do we rate the Cursling as?
The Cursling
as a
yes.
useful model. Yeah, for his points, he's definitely
About
worth
8?
it. I reckon. Yeah. I reckon 8.5.
8.5?
85% great.
Yeah, but then don't forget you can pick his own dice, so not that half off.
He's a wanker. Yeah, he's a wanker, but he's really good at it.
Yeah, true. He's just taking it and going, I'm a wanker, this is who I am.
A very efficient masturbator.
I actually think it's really fun. I think
It's gonna
yeah,
be
because
fun
it
for
is.
us,
Because
yeah.
that's one of my favorite things is fucking about with my opponent. That's why I like the Starseer dice roll before. I just love the concept of just like saying, "Oh, you're gonna cast that spell because I can just stop you at a moment," and it's fun because your opponent's then just. I mean, not for your opponent, like it is because they're like
you, it's
no,
fun.
because you just have to. You have to like it could be really unengaging.
Yeah.
You just have to deliver it in the right format,
Yes.
and in the right format, it's frustrating but fun to play. I hope.
Still going to eat it. I'm still going to eat it
You're going to eat it.
really quickly.
Okay.
Boom, dragon.
Yeah, he's a proper threat. So obviously you got to be aware of it when you're setting your pieces up. Some pieces, you won't mind so much because their spells can't be used. But yeah, you got.
Yeah, some armies won't mind because, like we said, they're keyworded in.
Yeah,
But some armies will be particularly mind, and then in the realms, they'll really mind.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Grumslag gives it 3 out of 5 jets.
But then, if you're playing the Magic game against the Zinch army, you're probably on a hiding to nothing anyway because they are
Dominant.
very dominant in the Zinch, in the Magic phase,
Yeah.
basically.
And Skaven are a very dominant force anyway.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to continue to be dominant. And also, some of the Slaanesh spells are particularly good. Now, then they are Slaanesh keyworded, so just unbind them's fine.
Just
but
stopping, yeah.
just stopping them's really strong in my opinion. I give it 3 out of 5 jets. 9 says the first brain squeak. Nice. Hawkeye says 9. I was going for a 7 out of 7. Oh, thanks, Jimmy. Appreciate that. LOV says 7 out of 10. 8 out of 10 if you can build a proxy instead of the horrid Finecast. I like it. No more Darkling covers. Steve!
Is it Finecast? Is it Finecast?
Yeah.
Ooh.
The Wizard says he's damn good and will catch a lot of people with their pants down with their right line key spells. Hi, Steve. Hope you're well. I only troll online. Rob trolls all the table. And the Foot of Gork, Nathan.
Yeah.
I can Foot of Gork.
You probably can,
He's
actually.
up. Oh, fuck.
You could do the Maw. You could do, like, that's what's really cool. You can just
Maw?
take the Maw is the Butcher spell from
yeah.
Gutbusters and do the same thing.
Yeah.
It's just a very cool and interactive
Hand
unit.
of Gork?
No.
No. Oh, no, you can't. No, because you don't have a friendly grot unit.
Yeah.
What would be really interesting with the mercenary system,
Yeah.
is to find a unit that you can do a keyword spell on, and then mercenary them in.
Like Regent.
Well, yeah, like you could take an arc, but an arc, you could take an Archregent, I guess, stop a spell in from the Flesh Eater Corpse, and then do it onto the Archregent, who is your mercenary.
Yeah, +3, yeah.
D3 attacks.
+3 attacks. Or a Ghoul King in theirs. Take that one, plus that one. Plus
Yeah,
4.
you could do for a Gork. You might be a bit wary of it. Well, I mean, depends on how good you are rolling 4-ups. So you've got to make sure your Cursling is within range of Auric
Curse of Years.
things to stomp on. Otherwise, you'll have to start stomping on your own lads. Because that's even something as a weird knob has to be aware of.
Yeah.
If he runs out of enemy units, then he's got to start stomping on his own lads.
Boys.
So you can kill all their army and then kill
And
yours.
then
to
start
draw.
stomping yours on.
That's fun. I mean, Hand of Dust is like a big one, right? But all of the Legion of the Gas, which is the most popular faction. Yeah, but you don't see her very much.
Ethereal. Yeah, I don't know. Ethereal.
Yeah, being able to take Ethereal and use that ability. I think that's on death units though.
But anyway,
I don't think so. I think it's just friendly.
People out there, smart players would not just cast if he's about, but then you've already done your job, right?
Yeah, stop
because
them doing
because
their
he
big
can
spells.
still cast 2 spells.
yeah, I think a lot of players will, when you're playing against Zinch, you're going to be very careful about casting spells because you're just giving them fate points anyway. So you're going to decide, do you want to enter the magic game? And then if
you want to
so,
get slapped
just
by
you
it,
got to
yeah.
pick and choose which spells you're going to cast and make sure your wizard's in the right places. And then once you've dealt with the enemy wizards, then you can start using your own magic. But it's how you're going to deal with them without magic. So
Yeah, because you need some sort of ranged threat, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I couldn't agree with you more. I think they can have my spells. They're all shit anyway. Says Steve Dooley. Anyway, good. Well, I'm glad. I hope you guys enjoyed that. It's quite fun. I'm going to put a list on the honest-wargamer website.
what would your list be like? What would complement him specifically in the list?
Oh,
Blue
so what?
Scribes.
Blue Scribes for his casting potentially, like for the rerolls. I mean, the Lord Change is also really good because he's the
Because
other.
the rerolls would happen even in their hero phase, or was it only for your hero
Change
phase?
host, chucking out of the
No,
spell.
not the change host.
No?
No, because you already spent. No, because the way that we classically did rundowns is you just do a dumb combination of things. Like when we talked about getting up to him 8 unbinds and also 4 casts. That's what you want. You want to just overload a stupid
Turn
thing.
it to a wrecking ball.
Yeah, if you're doing it, you can re-roll failed casting rolls made for each wizards for the rest of the hero phase. So only that one hero phase. So he
it
wouldn't complement
work
it.
in the turn where you're dispelling and recasting spells. No.
It wouldn't work in that phase. But you could, like we said, you could talk about Destiny dice. You could also, what I would add probably is I obviously would want to keep units off him. So like I put pink horrors in there as well, obviously always. But then potentially those new units, I really like that in a Tzeentch force because a lot of the Tzeentch lists that I've been looking at have been not a 1-drop because like the way the change host for instance works.
Yeah, the Tzeentch army is really susceptible to an alpha strike.
Super susceptible to an alpha strike.
So yeah, I'd be looking at those guys if I had a Tzeentch army.
And those guys that we're talking about is the Warcry Hunter Beast models.
Yeah, those guys. Because, like an Iron Jaws army would just want to get stuck into you. And so you would have to be really careful with your screening. Because otherwise you know, it'd be in
It'd be in a tough spot.
Yeah.
But, and previously, this is what I'm saying, Chaos haven't had access to the ability to stop that alpha striking necessarily, unless they just decide to go, they just have their drops lower than your opponent.
Yeah.
But now you're just like, well, I can move 2 units 6 inches out, which, don't forget that's actually a 9-inch bubble from your lines because of a 3-inch zone, which means you only have to be 3 inches back from your front line, which is still in dispel range, but outside of any potential charge range. Because if you create enough of a line, and then you're good. Unless something can fly, and then you're fucked. Then you're fucked.
Yeah. So more Crusher will still be alright.
Well, you got fit the base in, don't you?
Yeah. No, but a 6-inch guy. I think actually the Iron Jaws would be alright.
Yeah, Hawkeye,
I've got
the Untamed Beasts do.
Trying to work it out. I need to work out this as well.
Okay, yeah, but you're right. I think, and there's lots of people talking about Siege at the minute, so I just thought it'd be fun to talk about another part of it. Maybe people are sick of it, so we'll just do something different next week. Yeah.
No worries.
Nice. So we're going to be bringing out. Just look at the camera. We're going to be bringing out loads more videos this week on our YouTube. So please check them out. I want to say thank you to both of you two for being here.
You're welcome.
You got any final shout outs? Anyone to say?
Tip my pirate hat.
you pirate hat, Simon. No.
Yeah, just give it up.
Anything you want to shout out? Anyone? Anything for anything?
I'm playing at boards tomorrow, taking the camera down, take some pictures, some toys. So come down.
If you're in Derby area,
In Derby, come down.
Okay, nice.
check out Speckles playing games.
I'm playing Andy Thornley. I'm going to win anyway. It's fine.
Yeah, well, that's fair enough.
What about you, Nath?
No, just thanks to everybody for messages and hearts and all of that.
Nice. Did you almost have feelings? That's great.
Yeah.
You fucking hippie. Velatron's donated 300 bits. Love you guys. Love you too, Velatron. I had one of the most fun games ever playing with Valley the other week. It was really fun.
Triggered the crap out of me.
No, it was just
Blob the puppeteer.
thank you to everyone on the podcast who's been listening. Don't forget to stay hydrated. Yeah, it's important, especially in this hot weather. Thank you to everyone who's been watching on YouTube or on Facebook or Twitch. You guys are wonderful. Thank you to everyone on Patreon and Twitch who supports the show. We'll be bringing out loads of new stuff. The website is going to get an update in the next couple of weeks, which is quite exciting. So we'll be doing some bits. One of the key bits is being able to search unit rundowns and list rundowns via most recent, and some other little bits, which is fun. So please check that out. I think that's everything. Yeah, you guys are wicked. We'll see you guys soon. Look after yourselves. Just be great.
Be awesome.
You are all
Be
awesome. Don't forget that you're all
everybody's
awesome.
Carry on being awesome.
Carry on.
And you're all better than me at AOS.
Oh, wow.
Except for Andy Thornley.
Except for him, because he's shit.
I really want to end on another high. I want there to be like an outgoing joke. Oh, Wombles is too old. No one knows, and also it's not international. The stat show will also be returning soon.
Yes.
Don't forget about that. Well, soonish, but yeah. What high can we end on?
You can do another accent.
No, I'm not doing it. I just want everyone to walk away from the show being like, "Fucking the world is good."
Yeah.
The world's good, and not everything's like. Chicken Story is international, says Sneaky Stabber.
And remember, don't have nosebleeds during certain times.
Oh yeah, that was just it. That was
sorry,
it.
Just kicked him.
It's all right.
Scare the crap out of me, more, Jet.
Kick a dog bodies down.
Do you know what I mean? Wow, that's just so rude.
He's just not going to get up, is he?
No. All right. So listen, keep fit and have fun. Probably don't smoke any crack.
No.
But just look after yourselves and have a great week. Good luck to everyone who's wargaming. I hope it all works out, and we'll see you soon. Bye.